The Donald is cooking on a level we have never seen before. I was vindicated on literally everything, by the way, over the last, day. All right, I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's been going on. I made a couple of predictions, and they all came true. All right, the war is back on. We're obliterating Ayatollahs at rapid speed. Joe Rogan actually got Rupert Lowe on his podcast, like I predicted, and all of England is shaking at those revelations. The Charlie Kirk killer trial, the pre-trial at least, seems to be going on, and it is insane. Candace Owens is in shambles. Sneeko's getting deported. We got so much to talk about, and I'm very excited to take you with me on this lovely ride. So lock in, boys and girls, patriots. Definitely support me on Patreon, because this video will not be monetized. So it's on Patreon and Rumble. All right, linked in the description to all the things. If you can support me, that'd be very appreciated. I'm uploading exclusive content there. Definitely subscribe so we can surpass Ben Shapiro and become top Jew. The Iranians thought they had the war won. They were in their celebration phase, thinking that they managed to pull a fast one over on the Donald. They were, basically hanging facsimiles of him. They were calling for his assassination. They were getting really comfortable, and everything changed literally today. Just understand the level of domination that we're talking about. The Islamic Republic's foreign minister, Aragachi, all right, was just attacked on the streets in Iran by IRGC hardliners. They are beating the crap out of each other. Remember, we absolutely militarily and economically won this war. A lot of people are telling you that that's not the case because they hate America and they don't want us to win and they're rooting for the terrorists. The reality is we won tremendously. We actually accomplished pretty much everything we set out to do. And unfortunately, the sand people are not taking it very well at all. The raccoons of the dunes are having a very, very hard time accepting this. Iran's General Major Razai had this to say: "It is quite clear that America will fail the negotiations." Except he's speaking in sand language, all right? They will fail the negotiations. Those opposed to the talk should wait. The Americans will destroy them. All right, it's basically like, all right, negotiations failed. It's probably going to get hairy, and it got hairy. Breaking: the U.S. Treasury is revoking the general license that allowed Iranian oil sales, the U.S. official says. And that's like, wait, but I thought that one of the parts of the Memorandum of Understanding is that was happening. And, of course, Central Command confirms U.S. Central Command forces have begun launching a series of powerful strikes against Iran to impose heavy costs for targeting and attacking commercial shipping crewed by innocent civilians in an international waterway. The U.S. strikes are in response to Iranian attacks on 3 commercial vessels that were transiting the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's demonstrated aggression was unwarranted, dangerous, and a clear violation of the ceasefire. Now, this is very entertaining for multiple reasons. One, Iran is now crying that it's not being proportional. It's like, why aren't you doing it proportionally? Yeah, we blew up a couple of ships. Why don't you do the same thing? Oh, no. You see, we don't actually believe in losing wars. We don't actually believe in proportionality and all these gay libtard things, okay? We don't believe in things like human rights. We believe in human wrongs, baby. Purge the heretic, burn the unclean, suffer not the mutant to live. We will purge this vile scum from our planet. That's right, the planet, United Planet of America. That's how it works. Now, a lot of people are very unhappy that we're winning a war because the entire libtard establishment is based on the idea that you lose wars. Technically, 20 times is a proportion. U.S. military on standby, prepare to impose blockade. You mean the blockade is coming back? And Shahid Haqqani port in Iran's Bandar Abbas was on fire. Absolutely miserable for some poor terrorists. Terrorists are not taking it very well. Today, U.S. attack on Iran was twofold. This was yesterday. It was a financial attack and then a powerful kinetic attack. The U.S. is turning the pressure back up. Now Iran will respond with their own escalation ladder response. We are not done. And they immediately attacked Bahrain. Iran launches strikes towards Bahrain. Now, the reason why this is so entertaining is because they know that they want to strike retards, to put it bluntly. They don't want to attack America. They don't want to attack Israel. They don't want to attack Saudi Arabia. Like, they don't want to attack one of these countries that could absolutely annihilate them. So they attack Bahrain, a majority Shia country. But hey, they're in range, so we have to kill them because we're terrorists. It's incredible. It's absolute cinema how bad these guys are. They're like cartoonishly evil. U.S. official says Iran strikes are, quote, punishment, not proportional. The way this makes me feel. Listen, man, I'm a simple man. I don't want ground troops. I don't want foot invasion. I don't want to, expand democracy. I don't want any of this garbage. I want to, from the air, obliterate the enemy. That's right. You were stupid enough to fight us for 47 years, and now you're gonna die. That's right. It's actually that simple. Purge the heretic. Burn the unclean. We fight in the name of the Emperor and the Imperium. And you are going to die. And that's awesome, actually. And despite what the libtards say, it's great. So meanwhile, a lot of very interesting things happen. And I have to show you the way this developed. So everyone went to Turkey. All right, they went to Turkey for the NATO summit. In my opinion, we should leave NATO. We give NATO too much money. I don't believe in any foreign aid. That includes NATO. It includes everything. Dunning-Kruger, thanks for the 25 subs. However, they went to NATO. As you can see, everyone is smiling. Everyone's having a nice time, except for Rubio. Rubio is not happy in Turkey because fuck Turkey. That's right, baby. That's my stand. Fuck those genocidal freaks. Okay, that's my hot take. Anyway, not the people, of course. I'm just saying statistically and historically, according to every single person ever, they've perpetrated unbelievable genocides. They're trying to reestablish the Ottoman Empire. They are funding Russia. They are trying to push mass migration into Europe. And they're our enemy. I just want to make this clear. They are our enemy. Anyway, any hoodlum will lose it. And Rubio knows that. Breaking, President Trump, the memorandum of understanding with Iran is over. What does that mean it's over? Well, I'll explain. We'll let the Donald explain first.
We attacked very powerfully last night the very dangerous people from Iran. They're sick. There's something wrong with them.
That's right.
We said, go and do your funeral stuff. And instead of that, they start shooting rockets at ships yesterday. And so we hit them very hard last night, very hard. I would say 20 to 1, 20 times tougher. And I told them every time you hit, we hit. And of course, they're dirty players, so they go after everyone, probably including me. I've been #1 on their list for years.
Notice how he's going to mention that multiple times.
And they're a bunch of scum, you want to know the truth.
Yeah! Yeah, bro. While the vile mutants still draw breath, there can be no peace. While obscene heretics' hearts still beat, there can be no respite. While faithless traitors still live, there can be no forgiveness. Crush them, Donald.
And so we don't like them. I don't like them. And they're evil people, and it's the denuclearization of Iran.
That's right, baby.
And we're going to denuke it. We're not going to let them because they're crazy.
Yep.
And they can't have a nuclear weapon.
That's right.
And they go around killing people. They've killed thousands and thousands of our soldiers.
Yes, they have.
They've killed hundreds of thousands of innocent people. They had the roadside bomb, Soleimani.
Oh, get those roaches.
First term.
Squash them.
And that was a big thing because I think it probably would be a lot stronger had he been around because he was a bad guy, but he was an evil genius, but a bad guy. And he was the father of the roadside bomb. The roadside bomb is a bomb
known as the roadside bomb in certain areas.
It goes on when you're driving your little vehicle around, and it goes on and you have no legs, no arms, and no face. And they've killed thousands and thousands of people. Even the SS Cole was theirs, if you remember that disaster. So I don't like them at all.
Yeah, it's my president.
And frankly, I think we waste a lot of time with them.
That's right. See, for those of you not paying attention to my content, which is basically the way it actually is, according to humans, this is how it actually works. The Donald engaged in warfare, obliterated the enemy, discombobulated them entirely, destroyed their military and economy, and blockaded them. It was really bad. Now, midterms are coming up. Gas prices went up, and the Democrats essentially are running defense for the terrorists because they hate our country and they want us to die. So they're rooting for them basically to use that as some sort of strategy to attack Trump, making believe that there was no purpose to a war where we're trying to remove nuclear weapons from people that have killed thousands of us and state they want to use them on us. And essentially they were turning the public perception against the Donald, and they were using this war to do it. So in my opinion, the Donald had two voices in his ear on a path forward. He had the J.D. Vance camp saying, yo, let's make peace with them. It'll make everybody happy. The war ends. The end. That's the Vance camp. The Rubio camp is, we can't make peace with these guys. They're fucking savages, and we need to kill them. All right? And that's the two voices in his ear. And I think the Donald, a politician, a wise businessman, a man who knows how to make a deal, he said, you know what, Vance? You're in charge of the deal. If you can figure this shit out, you have 60 days to figure this shit out. Make a deal. And if this works, then great. If it doesn't work, we go the Rubio option. And it looks like we're going the Rubio option.
I think we should just do our business. Can you imagine they start shooting bombs, actually missiles at ships.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yesterday.
Yeah, what the heck?
Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, a couple of others, and
That's right.
they don't. I don't think they know what the hell they're doing. But they're bad people, very bad people.
That's right. They're terrorists. They love killing. They love death. They're in a death cult. Their ideology is not only warped, but they literally, they worship a warmonger pedophile. And it turns out that basically informs their entire ideology. It informs their entire way of life, some would even say. And that's not my opinion. That's a statistical fact.
I think they're incompetent, by the way.
Incompetent.
Because if they were competent, they would.
Thank you, God, for making our enemies retarded and incompetent.
I made a deal a long time ago, like, how about 47 years ago? So they've been in trouble for 47 years, and we took out their first set of leaders. We took out their second set of leaders. They want to take out the U.S. leader, me. I'm on every list. I saw a thing this morning. I'm on every single one of their lists. And so far, I guess I've been a little bit lucky, but that maybe doesn't last very long because that's the way it goes. But we have great people. But these are evil, sick people, and we have to rid their cancer.
Oh, yeah.
Their cancer.
Oh,
you know what
yeah.
you do? You gotta
I like how you're talking, Mr. President.
Cut out cancer early.
That's right.
Man, that's the way I feel.
That's right. We're going to be giving them a little bit of chemo. It is not our place to forgive the heretic, only to pray for his unworthy soul as his ashes descend from the pyre. And I'm really glad that we're moving in that direction. Now, while in the same breath of destroying Iran, he also goes after Spain.
And I want to thank Mark. He's been a great Secretary General of NATO. I'm not happy with NATO because of what they did with Greenland.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy with NATO because of the fact that they didn't want to help us with the #1 state sponsor of terror. That's Iran. They were unwilling to help us. Now, in all fairness, I didn't speak to Mark about it. I think if I did, it might have been different. But we didn't need help. But I was really testing. I wanted to see whether or not they'd be there. And the answer is they were. I spoke to Germany. I spoke to France. Spoke to UK. Spoke to Italy. I didn't speak to Spain. Spain is a wasted cause. We don't want to do any trade business with Spain anymore, by the way. I'd like you to cut it off. Spain is a terrible partner in NATO.
Oh, my.
They don't participate.
Wow.
They don't pay.
Elect a commie, lose the United States, country dies. Now way. Now why?
I don't want anything to do with Spain. Cut off all trade with Spain, please, including visits. Okay, we don't want anything to do. Watch them come running back. Oh, they'll come running back. They treat this man terribly, and this man's a good man too, great man. They're lucky they have him. But Spain doesn't agree to anything, and you shouldn't carry him. I mean, you sort of automatically carry because you're protecting an area, so they're there. So they probably figure they have to protect us, right? But we don't have to, and we don't have to trade with them. I don't want to do any more trade with them. All right? Take it immediately. Don't even talk to them.
Immediately. We don't even need to have a discussion. Just end it. Just end. You know what? I'm done. They're communists. I don't like them. They're gay. We're ending it today.
They're hopeless. Bad people because, they have everybody else going and paying and working. In Spain, in particular Spain, there are a couple of others, but in particular Spain, they're open about it. They're hostile about it. And let's see how hostile they remain when they call up and they, please, we want to trade with you, sir. We want to trade with you, sir. They make so much money with us, and we're going to see that they make a lot less. I want no business with them.
My guy is a patriot. What can I say? I love to hear it in the same breath. All of our enemies just keeps cooking them. It's beautiful. No more with them. Anyway, he keeps going. He keeps going on the Iran situation. It's over. He doesn't even want to deal with them anymore.
Have any questions?
Mr. President, is the ceasefire over? Is the ceasefire done? Is the MOU dead?
It's a very interesting question. To me, I think it's over.
Oh,
I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is?
I know what
They're
scum is,
They're
Mr. President.
Sick people.
Mr. Z, thanks for the 5 subs.
They're led by sick people. And they're vicious,
They're
violent
scum.
people. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it. As far as I'm concerned, it's over. I'll speak to our negotiators. They want to negotiate. They're good people.
To the darkness I bring fire. To the ignorant I bring faith. To those who refuse it shall receive only death. That's right, Mr. President. This galaxy is yours.
Woodcock, Jared Kushner. But they have to come back to me. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a waste of time dealing with them. They're liars. we make a deal. And if I make a deal with him, we have a deal, and he goes out, he talks. We make a deal. Everyone's agreed. No nuclear weapon. We make a deal. They go outside, talk to the press. They say, we never even talked about it. There's something wrong with them. They're cuckoo. As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
Talks won't resume
Oh
after,
my
after we
God!
get through the funeral proceedings.
What?
Does this mean that talks with Iran will not resume?
I
after
don't
we
care.
get
They
through
can
the funeral?
talk, but I think they're wasting their time. They're a bunch of lying guys. I do my whole life. That's all I do is deals. My whole life is.
He's a
that's how I
deal
became
guy. He's a
president.
deal
I
guy.
guess that's a deal too, right? But I made a lot of money. I had a lot of great success. Tremendous success. Everything I did, I was successful. And I deal with these guys, and I say, this is from a different school. They're liars. They're cheats.
That's
they're
right.
sick
It's
people.
over. I've never seen him this fucking done with it, by the way. I have never. He's always like trying to give some sort of out. He's always been saying, listen, you never know. You never know. Maybe if they do this, maybe. And he's like, no, we're just done with these guys. These guys suck.
They've hurt their people. They
That's
killed
right.
54,000 people as of now that were protesting.
Holy shit.
You know, when people say, how come they haven't taken over? They can't take over because they're dead. They killed them. Nobody's going to take over. They have no guns, and the other side has machine guns. And they're killing them. The press doesn't report it. But they're bad people. They're bad people. And frankly, I don't want to waste my time with them. Now,
That's right, Mr.
I'll
President.
let our wonderful negotiators
Are we getting bridges and power plant day after all?
keep talking if they want, but I don't see it. I don't like these people. You know that? I like him. I like the leaders. I think all of these leaders.
Great. And they love
I think they didn't treat the United States fairly for many years, but that's okay. But they're sane, rational, good people. Most of them. I don't like a couple of them, to be honest with you. But there are a couple I don't like much. But I like.
Keep that a
I like Erdogan. I'll tell you. I like.
That is the weird one. That's a weird one. Anyway, so a reporter asked Trump a question, and he answered in a very, very nice way.
Mr. President, Tyler Pager with the New York Times. Last month you said Iranian leaders were very rational people, nice people to deal with, strong people, smart people. Today you said they were scum, sick people, and being led by sick people. What changed, and do you think they're...
I got to know him. So
Well, I got
I've
to
said
know
that
them now.
about a lot. Now, when you say rational, I think they're much more rational than level 1, level 2. Level 1 is gone. Level 2 is gone. This is level 3.
Mr. President, what's changed? I got to know him. Holy shit. But why did you divorce your wife? I thought you loved her before you got married. I got to know her. Bro dropped a nuke. Holy shit, dude. Anyway, Trump keeps going, by the way.
Everything's gone. Their leaders are gone. They had leaders, they're gone. And they had another set of leaders, they're gone. Now they have another set of leaders, they may be gone. Who knows? And you know what? I may be gone too, because I'm their number one target.
He said that a lot of times today, by the way.
It's out all over the place. I'm their number one because they're scum. That's the way they act, and that's the way they've done it for 47 years. But I'm doing what's right for the country. I'm doing really what's right for the world. They have to be stopped, and they've everything.
Now, while he was doing this the entire time, talking about how these guys need to go, how these guys are dunzo malunzo. All right, NATO Secretary General says 5,000 aircrafts flew from Europe to support military operations against Iran. It looks like this is going very interestingly. And while this is going on, and he's talking about let's finish the job, you have Rubio laughing his ass off behind them. Now, let me remind you, this is Rubio when Trump said the leaders are very rational people. This is Rubio when Trump said that the leaders are sick scum and vicious people. Like, let me just be like, I'm sorry, man. I'm noticing a difference here. I'm noticing a lot of things. Now, while this is all going on, Israel is still launching airstrikes against Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon. But the twist is, actually, it really seems like the Lebanon government is cool with it. All right, they are working with Israel to destroy Hezbollah. Now, while this is all going on, the Donald made some really interesting movements regarding Turkey. Some that are very perturbing, but again, I think this is a gigantic master plan, but we'll see. I can tell you, we're going to be taking the sanctions off. Okay? I don't want him to waste his time answering that question because we're working very closely with Marco Rubio, a very famous man, great Secretary of State, and with Scott Bessent, and with Pete and everybody else. We're going to be taking the sanctions off. It's time to do that. Okay? Rubio doesn't seem very happy about it.
We don't want to sanction friends. It's very simple.
Yeah, so again, we're seeing a lot of this really friendly talk with Turkey. Let me remind you, Turkey literally gave us Hasan Piker, which is diabolical. Now, I thought this was weird. The Turkish President Erdogan and the NATO chief Mark Rutte are literally walking, holding hands down the road, man. Like, I'm sorry, Mr. Z, thanks for the 2,000 kicks. Like, this is really weird, bro. I don't know. This is weird as fuck. Yeah, bro, what are we doing, brother? What are we doing out here? It's weird. Now, there's also all this talk of potentially giving F-35 planes to Turkey. I think that would be unbelievably retarded. Now, Turkey would probably give that info to Russia, just to be clear. Turkey is not our friend. They want to reestablish the Ottoman Empire. All right, just from what I've seen, I think this is unbelievably suspicious shit. Again, we'll see what happens. I don't know what will happen, but we will see. Who knows? Ultimately, though, it'll be wild. Anywho, the EU, on the other hand, you know, Trump is shredding them all the time. The EU is implementing recruitment for all new cars registered in Europe to have cameras filming the driver's face at all times. Again, it's an actual fascist state at this point, and now we know why Trump is just blasting them. Marine Le Pen, who is the most likely candidate to win in France next election, because she is they call her the far-right candidate, even though she's female, loses her appeal case and is found guilty, and she's going to jail. Wow. The lady most likely to become the next president is going to jail for some random bullshit. Weird. Meanwhile, the current Prime Minister of France, Emmanuel Macron, complete fucking retard. The history between Syria and France is a story of trust greater than us. This is him with his bestie, this guy, Jolani, his bestie, former ISIS terrorist who beheaded people that he didn't like Christians in villages. He's now besties with Macron. This is weird, man. I'm telling you, man, this entire NATO alliance, this whole UN situation, it is a gigantic psyop to destroy us because we're the most powerful country in the world. We're developing lots of good stuff. They hate us, and they're trying to destroy us. And they're trying to psyop us. They're funding our universities. They're, destroying us from within, and it's insane. And it's absolute insanity to see. Now, Rohana, of course, obviously, Indian Muslim type creature. He's crying about how ICE is arresting people, and I'm really glad about it because I don't want to be Europe.
ICE has increased detentions from 1,000 a day to 2,000 a day.
Let's go! Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I'm talking about. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Just last week, there were over 10,000 detentions. Now, I know ICE hasn't been as much in the news lately. After the Alex Preddy killing and the Renee Good killing and the siege in Minneapolis and Los Angeles.
The siege is when you deport illegals.
Many people were outraged at ICE. But we cannot ignore their continued abuse. These people being detained are being denied basic human rights. I was at the California City Detention Center. I saw someone with blood in his urine who was denied medical care. I saw rocks in the food. I saw people shivering because they didn't have clothes.
Beast mode.
We need to abolish ICE and replace it.
The alien is impure. The alien is unclean. The alien is abhorred. The alien shall be hunted. The alien shall be purged. Cry about it. Anyway, breaking. ICE just shot and killed an illegal immigrant after a car ramming in Houston. -1, baby. One less. I don't think it happened, mate. I just don't think it happened, actually. Meanwhile, in Spain, they're doing this gigantic, beautiful event. You'd love to see it. Hundreds of thousands of Muslim invaders took over the San Fermin festival in Spain yesterday. They unfurled giant banners saying, "Destroy Israel." We really need Spanish Muslims taking over? like, bro, you people are occupied, actually occupied. Holy shit, moly. Spanish people are so detached from reality. Islam invaded you before you kicked him out. Now Islam has invaded you again, and you're obsessed with the Jews, bro. It's just wild out there. It is. Meanwhile, thanks a lot, Jews, for the immigration. Pope Leo shakes hands with immigrants who recently arrived in Europe during his visit on July 4th. Listen, man, the entire establishment, you got Jewish infiltration, you got Catholic infiltration. It is bad. It's bad, and they're pushing this shit, this garbage, this slop down your throats, this tolerance garbage, and it's insane. I would go as far as to say that this tolerance slop is heretical. It's heresy to believe that you need to be tolerant to these people. You don't need to be tolerant to these people, okay? Let's make it very clear. Tolerance to the guilty is intolerance to the innocent. The heretic preaches tolerance for abomination. We answer with holy intolerance. I was going to say let none survive and stuff, but, you know, like, I don't want to get it taken in the wrong way. Anyway, of course, residents in Brooklyn are appreciating diversity of their new Islamic mayor. This is 5 a.m. In Brooklyn, New York, ladies and gentlemen. Get used to it. Get used to it. You voted for this. Meanwhile, Lebanese people are freaking out at Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur.
Stop talking about Lebanon.
The Lebanese government consists of fools.
To the Lebanese government.
I can prove it!
This is a disgrace.
Hi, this is a message from Beirut, from a Lebanese person who actually lives here, and like the overwhelming majority of Lebanese, is sick and tired of foreigners living thousands of miles away, opinionating on what righteous and honorable path the Lebanese people and their government ought to take.
Right, and essentially he goes on basically saying we hate Hezbollah, we want them to die, we want to make friends with Israel, we don't want to have Hezbollah killing us. And of course Anna Kasparian responds, you lost your sovereignty. You lost your sovereignty, it's over, it's over. You sold out your country to your enemy who's bombing Lebanese... Like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Base Lebanese guy is like, yo, can you please stop talking about Lebanon like we want to be occupied by Hezbollah? And she's like, nope, Hezbollah's good. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're gay. You're bald. And obviously, here we got, you know, Lebanon and Israel making a deal. Anna Kasparian screeching in the background. And essentially, that is exactly what most of politics are right now. You know, people trying to get shit done and some screaming leftoid foreigner on the sidelines just yelling and bitching and shouting and shoving moral platitudes up your ass, amplified by infinite retards from the third world. Welcome to modern politics. But one thing I have to say, the Donald is beginning to cook again, and it is very nice to see that he's back. Now, Europe is really falling apart, and the Donald is crushing them. In fact, it's falling apart so badly, Rupert Lowe just went on Joe Rogan. All right, so we have to see what's happening.
With respect to what?
Greenland.
Well, that's what hurt my relationship with NATO, because Greenland doesn't help Denmark. Denmark doesn't spend money to really help Greenland, but it's an important part for the United States. And it's surrounded by China ships and Russian ships. And that's not going to happen. The ships it's not going to happen. It was Greenland that, and it continues to be, that should be controlled by the United States,
That's
not by
right.
Denmark. And when they wouldn't go along with it, and with all the money we spend to help them with Russia, and we don't have to spend any money, we could remove all of our soldiers out of Europe. Because as you probably noticed, Europe's a very different place than it was 20 years ago. A lot different, much different. It's a much different, and they better be careful with immigration.
God, I love that he's going aggro on these guys.
Immigration and energy.
And energy. They're woke, they're tolerant to the immigrants, and they're woke. They refuse to drill for energy. And their country and civilization is dying on the back of woke bull garbage.
If they're not careful with those two things, you're not going to have a Europe anymore. Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah, you won't. You won't. So that's right. We can move all our guys out of Europe. We do want to get Greenland. If you're not careful with immigration and energy, you're not going to have a Europe anymore. The Donald makes some very brave stances as he uses his boob hands, I call them. It's when he, you know, like he's like this big and a little like that, squishy even, some would say. And he makes his boob hands. Now, a lot of crazy stuff is happening in England, actually. For example, Nigel Farage, he is the controlled opposition right-wing party, as I call him. He resigned, actually, to trigger a by-election in Clacton.
It was the final straw. Enough is enough. And I thought over the weekend, what shall I do? I could go out and try and make some real big money. I could go to the USA, where I've got plenty of offers. And then I thought, why should I be judged? Today, or in history in the future, by Sky News and their ilk? Why should they be the people that decide my fate when, as I repeat, I've done nothing wrong. I've thought about it hard, and I've decided today I will resign as a Member of Parliament for Clacton-on-Sea, thereby forcing a by-election, which would happen, I hope, in short order. No, I've decided that the people of Clacton should be the judges of my actions. This will be a people versus the establishment by-election.
Wow. Wow, you're really making it sound pretty brave. It's a people versus administration establishment by-election. That's crazy. Anyway, let's look at his opponent. This is his opponent, as you can see. Labour says it won't stand against Nigel Farage in the Clacton by-election. As it stands, only Count Binface will run against Farage. Now, I'm just saying, listen, man, he might not be the best politician, but I think Count Binface, for what it's worth, actually has things going for it. And a lot of people think this is a joke. This is real. Count Binface actually is running in Clacton as well against Nigel Farage. As it stands, it's pretty close between the two. No one knows where this could go, but the reality is, essentially, Sky News released information on Nigel Farage's claim. They hounded his daughter. They claimed it's not true. They claimed it was a public house. It was publicly known to be his house that his daughter was staying at, and they asked her some questions. Essentially, it seems like, and this is going to be a hot take, I think Nigel Farage is terrified that Rupert Lowe and the quote-unquote far right in England is absolutely dumpstering him, like destroying him. So I think he's so afraid of that, he is doing political stunts, saying, I have been shackled by the administration for so long, I'm going to fight back. And I think he's controlled opposition. I think he is in the pocket of some very nefarious individuals. And I think he is pushing some very nefarious slop. Essentially, he basically said, hey, I want to be right-wing and moderate immigration, but we're not going to be deporting anybody because that's inhumane. And it's like, okay, so you're a controlled opposition. All right, you have to go. Rupert Lowe says Restore Britain will stand in Clacton by-election, the second one, later this year after the investigation into Farage's finances. All right, which is, again, a very good idea. Meanwhile, the mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, just to show you how badly this entire civilization has fallen, today we remember the 52 innocent people whose lives were stolen by the July 7 terrorist attacks. Who were the terrorists, Sadiq Khan? Who were the terrorists? We also remember those who were injured, their families and friends, heroic emergency service personnel who ran towards the danger that day. Who did this, by the way? Who caused this tragic event? 21 years on, we reflect on the resilience our city showed in the face of unimaginable tragedy. London remains strong, resilient, and united. We must never allow hatred to win. What do you mean, allow hatred to win? Are you defending the terrorists? London will always stand together against those who seek to divide us or peddle extremism. My guy, Muslims blew up a bunch of people. Muslims blew up 52 people, and you're like, we have to fight extremism and Islamophobia. Like, again, and of course, he shuts replies off to his tweet. Like, again, this is insane. It's insane. Look as the invaders shout and beg for your sympathy. Now, here's a very uncomfortable statistic.
The analysis of the Ministry of Justice obtained under the Freedom of Information request found that between 2021 and 2023, foreign nationals were convicted of sexual offences at a rate of 71% higher than the British population as a whole. Those figures are not invented by Reform UK. Yeah, go on.
I want to say that as a woman, I'm sick of hearing constantly this being an excuse for the nation of sanctuary. When Sarah Everard was murdered by Wayne Couzens, where was the outrage?
Isn't that incredible? Isn't that incredible? Migrants are 71% more likely to rape girls. Libtard. I'm sick of hearing about rape as a woman. My armor is the contempt for the soy-soaked weak. My bolter is loaded with truth and fury. In his name, let the heretics burn. Anyway, Joe Rogan just had our boy, Rupert Lowe, on his show, as I predicted, actually. And here we are. If this is going to hit the public right now, remember, Rupert Lowe is being censored by the actual media, and here he goes on the biggest podcast in the world. So the backlash to this is going to be absolute cinema.
Really appreciate it. It's my pleasure. And thank you to Brett Weinstein, Jordan Peterson, and Elon Musk for helping connect us.
We are going to see Elon on Sunday, so he's been an incredible support for us. So I don't know how you want to play I'm totally in your hands. I'll follow your lead. But I mean, he's been helping us because Britain's in bad shape. And
yeah, and that's why you're here. And this is what we're talking about.
Well, the rape gang, we've done. This is we've crowdfunded this.
Okay.
Which I'm very happy to talk to you about. Which I think,
just this title of that rape gang report.
Yeah.
The idea that there's actual rape gangs in the UK.
I love how communist gobbledygook has literally just absolutely raped our language to the point that you're not even allowed to use words anymore. Right? Some words are just they're too far. They go too hard. You can't even use words like this to define things. And he's just like, no, we're just going to call it the thing that it is.
26. And is it being ignored? Is it being downplayed? Like, how is it being received by the media and by the politicians over there?
Well, the history of it is that basically, as you probably know, Britain, after the war, decided they were going to play a part in Europe, a bigger part in Europe. Our elite did, the British elite.
Hitler was so gay. He was so gay. So gay, actually, that not only did he lose a war and obliterate his country, and also kill some Jews or something, but also, he raped white people so badly that all of Europe decided to kill itself. That guy was a nightmare.
And to do that, they had to basically diminish the power of the nation state, and they had to head towards this European superstate, which is the EU, the genesis of which was obviously an
Why did they have to diminish the power of the nation to do that?
Because I think Britain was a proud nation state. We with the American help, we'd won the war, and we hadn't been invaded or conquered, which most of Europe had been. So you'd had mass dislocation in Europe. Huge numbers of people had been dislocated and pushed all over Europe. And I think the socialists, I was in the European Parliament, so I spent a brief time as an MEP, a member of the European Parliament, when we finally achieved, a kind of Brexit. We can talk about that, but it wasn't a proper Brexit. So I think the genesis of the rape gangs, going back to this, was the fact that multiculturalism was the order of the day. They wanted open borders. They wanted a multicultural society. They basically felt the nation state had been the cause of world wars.
They had to cuck Western civilization. They were like, Western civilization made a Hitler, and now we're going to destroy Western civilization because we hate ourselves so much. That's basically what happened. Oh, what an absolute nightmare.
Effectively starting with Napoleon. Then obviously we had the Kaiser, then we had Hitler. And I think they saw it that way, the Monnets, the Spinellis, and the people who constructed the European Union. So to the rape gang report, which was your question, ultimately the genesis of that is this multicultural invasion almost of Europe.
Can I pause you for a second? So what you think is that the multicultural invasion, the way it was set up, was on purpose, and it was on purpose to sort of diminish the idea of nationalism?
Yes.
I think that I'm
obviously, duh. The purpose of a system is what the system does. I've debated people on this concept. If you have a system that's designed in a way that has the result of infinite retards coming from the third world to rape your children, then that's the goal of the system. Otherwise, they would have changed the system, but they didn't. So obviously, that is the goal. So the purpose of a system is what the system does. So yes, of course. And they're like, you know what? These 250,000 children that got raped in England, that is just a small sacrifice that we have to make for the sake, on the altar of diversity.
So this was like a long plan. So this was something that they must have had to sit down and who would be involved in this sort of a discussion where you would be willing to diminish patriotism, diminish this idea that Britain by itself is exceptional and the people are exceptional?
It was a long, deceitful plan. So I always say...
Who implemented it?
The European elites in league with our elite, who effectively, if you remember in 1975, we joined what was called the European Economic Community. It wasn't effectively anything other than an economic union. But that very quickly changed, and effectively they tried to politically integrate Europe. That failed, and then in 1997, they tried to force it through with the introduction of the euro. So having failed politically, they tried to do it financially. That was my first foray into standing as a member of parliament to fight.
Oh, is cooking! Thanks to the 2,000 kicks, Radcliffe.
To save the British.
Dude, this guy needs to become the next prime minister.
Pound, because once you lose your currency, effectively you lose your sovereignty and your national identity. And our gold reserves were going to be shipped out to Germany, to Frankfurt.
No way! I didn't even know that. They were going to ship out the gold to Germany?
And we would have become a vassal state, part of the European Union. It would have been irreversible. But in the event, we thank...
Holy shit. That's crazy. That's insane. I didn't realize it was going to go that far.
Thanks to Sir James Goldsmith, we secured enough votes. We forced the establishment to promise a referendum before they surrendered to the euro. And we ended up saving the pound, which in the end resulted in the referendum in 2016, where the British people voted to take back their sovereignty, which ultimately I think the establishment always knew that the core, the body of Britain, or body of England in particular, wanted its own accountable parliament in Westminster. It didn't want to be part of an unaccountable European socialist protectionist superstate.
That's
so
right.
That's
right.
Quote-unquote elites in
the
Britain.
Globalists, some would call them.
And the elites of the United States, it's coordinated with both of them. So
I think less so in America, Joe. I can't speak for America, although when you look at what the Democrats did with USAID and all the stuff that was going on under Joe Biden, you have to wonder whether they began with the World Economic Forum to play a part in this. But I think the post-war plan for Europe was founded on a socialist principle, whereas I think America has always been a
He's completely right. He's totally right.
very sound politically based structure based on obviously the founding fathers and your constitution, which I always think returns power to the individual and has always understood that the dangers are statist dangers,
which is literally based on the Bible. Literally based on the Bible. God has created every single human being for a reason on an individual level. That's right. If you didn't need to exist, God wouldn't have made you, but God did make you because God needs you to exist to make this world perfect. Or imperfect, depending on how you want to define it. But the ultimate ideology of individualism is recognizing that every single human being is worth it for our own reasons. We are not zombies. We are not robots. We are not slaves. We are not gigantic carbon copies of each other that just need to be rolled out. No, we are individuals. We have our individual strengths and our individual weaknesses, and we need to do what our duty is. On an individual level, that is what America is actually about. The idea of power to the people means that individual people individually could reach greatness in their own areas, in their own ways. And then you have like the socialist commie gobbledygook basically saying, no, actually, according to my retarded human rights that I just came up with myself, we are actually going to say that you literally need to be a slave. You need to be slaves so the animals that we're importing could also have as good of a life as you have.
Not individual dangers. So I'm very much in the camp, I like the individual and a minimal state. And I think that's much more in your DNA than it is in the European DNA, which tends to be more statist.
Right. So they did this on purpose, and they brought in people from what country specifically?
Well, initially you got in Britain, you got people from Africa. You got the Windrush generation, so you got a lot of Africans came, ostensibly to fill jobs that they always say the British people don't want to do, and it gathered momentum. It was relatively slow to start with, so you had an influx of people coming to the UK. You had open borders in Europe, so one of the absolute embedded rules they have is this freedom of movement concept. So they don't have effectively national borders. But we still obviously had the channel, but we embraced this and we started this immigration. What happened is it gradually happened, and I think these rape gangs have been going on, or we know they have, for 30, 40, probably 50 years, to a lesser extent. But when Tony Blair got in and he undermined a lot of constitutional sort of historical law, you got an acceleration of immigration from other parts of the world, not just from Europe, but also from other countries.
Pakistan, some would even say. And this is not my opinion, this is a statistical fact. That's because my YouTube videos are for documentary purposes only, of course, and information and historical accuracy. Statistically, over 60% of them are inbred, and their average IQ is 67. Now, the reason I mention this is just to understand that they fucking dumb! Anyway.
South Asian countries in particular, who came to the UK. And the genesis of the rape gangs really is, I think, the cultural oil and water mix of these people.
The genesis of the rape gangs are taking a whole lot of low IQ, inbred people with low impulse control that come from a society where women literally need to cover themselves in towels or else they get raped, where they believe in a religion that basically legalizes enslavement of infidel women and the rape of children because their prophet did both of those things. So when you import people with that culture into your society, they do the thing that they literally preach. The shock and awe, the surprise on my face when the guys that worship a rapist pedophile do some rape and pedophilia. I say that because I am actually shocked. I totally am surprised that anything like this would happen because obviously, of course, all cultures are equal and beautiful and fantastic. But all cultures belong in Minnesota is what I'm trying to say.
Coming from what I call clannish societies in South Asia and coming to very high trust societies such as the one we had and the one you have here, which have taken thousands of years to develop. So they're high trust societies where, Lee Kuan Yew based Singapore on post-war Britain, where you had honesty boxes for newspapers in London, and you had a country that was completely at peace with itself. So it won the war, it respected peace, it respected freedom, and people were rebuilding their lives, having fought a Second World War to free Europe from sort of, in this case, Germany. Previously, we'd done it at Waterloo when we relieved Europe of the French with Napoleon.
El French!
So it really accelerated after '97 when a lot of the legislation that Tony Blair and his cohorts passed, such as the Human Rights Act, which embeds within it the ECHR.
Yeah, human rights is a scam. That's how they trick you. They trick you by using terms that, again, this is the commie subversive strategy. This is what they use to manipulate you. They use words. It's like, oh, you don't care about the rights of humans? And it's like, bitch, there's no such thing as a human right. Human rights aren't real. You invented them to be whatever the fuck you want them to be to manipulate people. Literally shut the fuck up.
He created the Supreme Court. They passed laws like the Equalities Act, and there are a raft of other legal acts they passed, which effectively empowered a multicultural society, which in some ways I think damaged the interests of the British people.
And you think this is on purpose. And this is my point, is what is the benefit for them to be joined up with the rest of Europe? Is it just purely financial? Is it a power-based strategy where if you can diminish the quality of life for people and institute...
I love watching people answer this question. I'm curious what he says because I have an answer that a lot of people disagree with.
More laws and put more restrictions on them. You can control them easier, and it's less pushback for the politicians, less pushback for the people that are in charge?
Basically, yes. I think it's the age-old battle between individualism and collectivism. So I
that is a really cute, nice way to say it.
think the EU is a collective.
Because, in my opinion, it's because they hate God. In my opinion, it's because this is a spiritual war on God. The West, based on Western civilization, based on biblical values, Christian civilization is what founded all of it. Radcliffe, thanks for the 5 subs. Essentially, and the forces of evil that hate God are obviously going to want to destroy it, pervert it, and rape it to death. Now, that's on a spiritual level. On a literal level, I think that all of these people want power. And ultimately, the best way to have infinite power is to have a gigantic government that oversees anything, completely fascist, Orwellian in its strength, manipulate the world, infinite retard jutsu, turn everyone into mindless drones that you control everything from on top of your ivory tower. On a purely materialistic level, I think it's just people being evil. Ironically, on a spiritual level, I think it's also people being evil. You see what I'm saying?
This construct. Whereas I think Britain, as it was under our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, which, as you probably know, our Bill of Rights in 1689, a lot of that was lifted by your founding fathers who embedded it within the US Constitution. So, and that embeds freedom of speech, it embeds the individual, it embeds all of the rights that I think make the Anglo-Saxon world great. And
so how did it deteriorate to the point where they're arresting 12,000 people a year for social media posts?
It's shocking. And this is why I have got involved in politics. I've been involved in politics since I fought the Maastricht Treaty and then stood, as I said, in '97. I did a lot for Business for Sterling, a lot for Vote Leave. Then I stood for the Brexit Party and I was elected there. So I've been fighting this march towards an unaccountable state which effectively rewards collectivism and punishes individualism to the extent that now I find myself at the age of 68 as an MP running a party called Restore Britain to try and reverse this tide, to re-empower the individual, to return to our original constitution, and to protect the interests, above all else, of the British people, to whom I think government should be accountable.
Do they still have that kind of unchecked immigration? Is it currently ongoing?
We still have illegal migrants arriving by boat. They can't be under the current laws and treaties that we're part of. They're not being...
Shoot them down! Oh, wait, they don't have guns. Never mind.
Deported.
Here's something gay as fuck, so gay that bro, they're gonna bring back Pride Month just to hear how gay this is. During the current NATO meeting that just happened today, all of the world leaders received a personalized revolver as a gift, and every single one of them was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." They all got a personal revolver with like their name on it or whatever it is. And they all took them except for Keir Starmer because he's not allowed to own a pistol in England. If that's not the gayest shit you've ever heard, I don't know what is.
Judges, thanks to the creation of the
That shit's gayer than two men having sex.
Supreme Court, they are now a quango, a woke quango. I think a lot of our judiciary is corrupt. So the answer to your question is we still have illegal migration, and we have people living in Britain illegally. We have a lot of foreign prisoners in our prisons, and we have people who've come in under various waves of immigration. One of which, the biggest of which, was probably under Boris Johnson, who was actually a Conservative Prime Minister, who allowed thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to come into Britain. And basically, they are now
Thanks for the sub, Taco.
a burden to the British taxpayer. So the answer to your question is they're arriving illegally still. They're living here illegally, or living in Britain illegally still. We've got foreign criminals in our prisons, and we've still got the legacy of this huge amount of immigration which took place.
And are a large percentage of these people receiving welfare from the British government?
Yes.
What percentage?
Well, most of the people who arrive, they're all supported, Joe. I mean, they're put in hotels.
Immediately, as soon as you get there?
In Parliament, I see the contracts. Thanks to my parliamentary questions, I'm allowed to ask questions and scrutinise the contracts for instance, the Bibby Stockholm was a boat which cost the British taxpayer £1.5 billion. It's actually now lying redundant and not being used. But I've seen the contracts for these illegal migrants in terms of the laundry services they get, in terms of the taxi services they get, in terms of the food they require.
Bro.
I mean, literally.
Bro, they're making laundry a human right. It's like, bro, you guys smell like shit. We'll pay for your laundry. Import the infinite smelly people and give them free laundries, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my, it's embarrassing. It's honestly humiliating.
It is like it's like staying in a very comfortable hotel, and we've now got these people being settled all across our country.
How many?
In hotels. Well, I don't think the government knows, Joe, to answer your question. I don't think they know how many people are living in Britain illegally.
Was it the similar situation that America had over the last 4 years, where on the low number, they think it was 10 million people came in, which is insane. It's an insane amount of people to come in 4 years.
We think there's enough work to do initially to detain and deport people who are arriving illegally. I mean, to my mind, illegal means illegal.
Right.
So it's fairly straightforward.
Yes, obviously. Hey, guys, here's a really hot take. Our country has borders, and it's illegal to cross it illegally. So we're going to put you back on the other side if you do. Oh, my God, but what if Renee Good decides so? Then we're going to kill her.
The people who are arriving illegally, people living here illegally, the foreign criminals, there's plenty of work to do to remove them from Britain. And then I think we need to turn our attention, and that's in our mass deportation document. I've given you a copy of that, which effectively sets out the constitutional reasons why we have a problem, how we correct those constitutional issues, and how we then practically detain and deport the people who aren't supposed to be here. And once we've done that, we will then turn our attention to people who are living in Britain, to your point, who are on welfare, who are going to cost the taxpayer a fortune for the rest of their lives probably, who aren't working, who are culturally different to us, who have a different view of their religion to the Christian religion, and are increasingly living in small groups of people who haven't integrated, who are living under Sharia law and who have their own courts. And who
they have their own court.
They have their own Sharia courts.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Parallel.
Joe Rogan doesn't know about Sharia courts? Bro, I don't understand how this guy can have, like, the conversations with the coolest people on the planet and not know any of this stuff. Oh, bro. Oh, my God. How far are they going to go?
Parallel legal system.
Okay, so it's an unrecognized by the British government parallel legal system that exists inside of England.
It's tolerated.
Tolerated. So they're aware of it.
Yes.
And they're aware of the punishments that this court dishes out?
It's rather like they're policing their own people under their own laws.
And they're just allowing.
They really don't. People don't realize that it's actually worse than that. If they had Sharia courts that were actually given the ability to, like, give them public whippings and shit, and cutting their hands off for stealing and whatever, that would be great. That would be awesome. That would be sick. But the thing is, the Sharia courts that exist in England are worse than nothing, because essentially they let you get off with the shit that is not accepted in civil society, but also they don't have the authoritative power to actually punish anyone properly. Like, they'll tell people, yeah, obviously you could beat your wife, just keep it private, but they're not going to be able to actually publicly, whip them. Huge L. Like, I think if we let the Sharia courts actually, treat them the way... You see, if we would give more power to the Sharia courts... Anyway.
They're allowing that, yeah.
Whoa.
Now, I believe, I don't know about you, but I believe if you come to our country, you should live under our laws.
Yeah,
obviously.
I mean, the idea of... Well, the United States in particular is a melting pot. And, people come from all over the place, and it's one of the cool things. There's all these different cultures.
I hate that term!
There's certain cultures...
It's a melting pot, but not everything melts! The Somalis have not melted, Joe!
You allow them to come into your community, and then they institute the laws of the country where they came from, you're going to have a real problem. Like, don't live the way you live. They don't have the same respect for women that you have. They don't treat them the same way. They don't allow dogs. Like there's a lot of like stuff that a lot of people might not even be aware that come with that problem. It's like the idea is supposed to be that Western society is inclusive and progressive because we're intelligent and educated and we care. But you can care so much that you let in criminals, and then you give those criminals all your money, and then the criminals can take over your country slowly but surely. So, and this is no one thinks that's a possible thing. No, people look at the Colosseum, you look at ancient Greece, and they think, wow, I wonder what happened to those guys. What do you think happened? Probably the same shit that's happening right now to England, the same shit that could have happened to America. Civilizations fall apart for various reasons. And one great way to get them to fall apart is to bring in a bunch of people, and they don't have to follow your laws, and they bring the laws of, wherever they're from, whatever.
I don't give a fuckistan.
Whatever fundamentalist religion country they're from, where they have a bunch of crazy laws that are kind of archaic.
Well, this is Sharia law, Islamic law, as you probably know. I mean, again, to your point, I think the best example I can give people of what happens if you do that is when Lebanon got its independence in 1948.
Fantastic example. Fantastic example. Lebanon used to be a Christian nation. It is currently basically occupied by Islamic terrorists, Hezbollah and Iran. A fantastic example. They massacred the Christians there.
They were a Christian country.
That's right.
And they were a very confident country.
Yep.
They were, they had the best universities. They had a very open society. I never went to Beirut. I don't know if you went to Beirut, but Beirut in the 60s was meant to be the best place on earth to be. A great wine, freedom, very enlightened. It was lots of people were there. The minute that the Muslim population went over about 15%, you started to get
coincidence.
A problem with the civil war. You've
Nothing
got the
to
Druze
see
and
here.
Maronite Christians in a civil war with the Muslims. And now Lebanon is a Muslim country, and Hezbollah, backed by Iran, is effectively running the show. So to your point, I couldn't agree more. And the Rape Gang report, which we've written, was crowdfunded by 20,000 concerned English people who we raised not a huge amount of money. We raised about £600,000 in varying quantities people gave, and we did it because the government will not have a statutory inquiry. So our government, and particularly the Labour Party, have been presiding over this because it goes to the Muslim bloc vote. So we have in the UK a system of postal voting. And in a lot of the inner cities, in the places where these Islamic populations live, they are or have historically voted Labour.
It's every fucking country. They have the same strategy. Those commies. They have the same strategy everywhere. Give them mail-in voting, bring in little ethnic groups and put them in the same place so that they can get little voting blocks. They have the same strategy everywhere.
Beginning to change. They're beginning to vote for Muslim independence now, and I sit with some of them at the back of Parliament. So effectively, this inquiry we did, we set out with a completely unbiased view of what we would find, and we did it because we were pushing the government to have a statutory inquiry. And a lot of the reason I got involved in it was
I'm very surprised. It seemed like the government just loves rape.
I think it was Elon Musk.
Wow.
He talked about it because a lot of people in the UK, I don't think, know the extent to which this has been happening and the length of time it's been happening for.
This episode is brought to you by
Yeah, absolute insanity. Oh my God. People sent me some timestamps. Let's see. What do we got here?
We've got a problem. And if you let that problem get bigger and bigger, they take over the country.
Yeah.
And that's an actual possibility
Yeah.
for certain countries. And we
Yeah.
have to recognize that civilization is not as sturdy as
No.
we like to think it is.
No.
It's kind of flimsy in a lot of ways. A few bad things can happen and things can go sideways quite quickly.
Yeah.
Well, I think liberty is very fragile, isn't it? Ultimately, if you don't protect liberty, you lose it.
Right.
It was Margaret Thatcher who was very strong on this.
And you have to have laws.
You
to
have to have
protect
laws,
liberty.
but what you also have to have is everyone should be equal under the law.
Yes.
And to your point, I couldn't agree more. I mean, Britain used to be a very tolerant society. So, for instance, Europe was very anti-Semitic. Britain was never anti-Semitic. We used to welcome a lot of Jews and Protestants from Europe who were being persecuted, particularly in France with the Protestants. So we were a very
France, am I
tolerant
right,
society.
boy?
The people who
I'm
came
kidding.
integrated and they contributed. And that is the essence, I think, of
Listen,
sensible...
man, Jews integrated and contributed. That's crazy. Listen, bro. It's kind of funny to think about. You know, the Jews came into England. They contributed. They came into America. They funded the Revolutionary War. You know, stuff like that. You know, I gotta say, it's no Jewish rape gangs. Just saying. Just W Jews. There aren't rape gangs. You got some fucked up individuals like everywhere, but I got to say.
Immigration. So it should be limited, targeted, and it should be only people who accept your religion and your culture and your laws.
What do you do, though, if someone comes over here and then they're not violating laws? They're not violating any laws. They achieve citizenship, but then they start bringing over more and more people and then start instituting Sharia law. What do you do?
How could they just bring people in? What are we even talking about? Bring people in? Why should they be able to bring in anybody? That is ridiculous. Holy shit, that's crazy. That's insane. To even consider that, bring it in. They can't bring anyone in. If they want to immigrate as an individual, then they have immigrated as an individual. They can't just bring their entire families. You catapult them away, all right? And if you find them eventually wanting a Sharia law and stuff, then they are obviously lying on their actual oath when they become a citizen. Their oath states they have no other allegiance, and here they obviously do. It's madness to make believe this is normal. Anyway, whatever. Someone sent me another timestamp. All right, what do we have here?
Area to people like yourself and myself who are considered to be, if you like, the infidels, and they're just of their and literally watched, filmed, and a lot of it's about servitude and about, there's other stories in here about women.
He's talking about the rape gangs
having to lick the feet of their rapists. It's about power. It's about servitude, and it's about the fact that Muslim men are taught to believe that they are superior, not only to women.
This is going on the biggest podcast in the world. Oh my God.
But they're superior to people like yourself and myself who are considered to
infidels.
Be, if you like, the infidels.
Oh my God. We are breaking through. We are breaking through. Lex Juthor wins again.
And their job is to effectively spread Islam and effectively punish the infidel. And as you probably know, in the Crusades, if you lost to Saladin and you were a Knights Templar, a Crusader, you had two choices. You either converted to Islam or they killed you.
Yep.
And in the case of a lot of these girls, a lot of them were made pregnant. They were impregnated, and they then had to convert to Islam. Some of them were trafficked to Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, other parts of the world. So look, I mean, this is a massive national scandal, and I'm hoping, now I'm an MP, we've written this report, and this should stimulate debate. We've sent a copy of this on a PDF to every MP, and we're going to send this printed copy to all of them as well. Because everybody.
Yeah, Europe needs to Nakba these motherfuckers immediately. This is getting absolutely insane. Now, we got a lot of traitors in our country that we need to deal with, and it's pretty wild watching it happen. We're getting sneako deported. It's beautiful. Anyway, American pro-Palestine, pro-IRGC activist and communist Jackson Hinkle went to Tehran, Iran, leading chants with the Islamic Republic down to the USA. Understand, this is the left.
Down with USA!
This is not AI. This is a communist, an American communist, pro-Palestine, literally going to Iran, as broadcasted on Russian state media, talking about how he wants the destruction of the United States. Understand that we have these guys in our country. My hot take is we should kill him. We should execute him for treason. In fact, we should just drone strike him where he stands. That's what I would do, personally. Who is he? He's a very popular. He was the leader of, like, the Communist Party.
Don't be USA.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. We're gonna kill Iranians. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, anyway, these guys, Allah was not on their side. Let me just be real here. Obama set the precedent. We could just drone strike these people. All right, now, these 4 Americans traveled to honor Ali Khamenei, the leader who wanted to destroy America, at his funeral. Jackson Hinkle, Christopher Halali, Max Blumenthal, and Kala Wash. These guys flew to Iran to support the Islamic regime against us. These are traitors, and we should have drone strike them. All right, and honestly, this is insane. American social media influencer Jackson Hinkle leading down with the USA chants before a regime of thousands of supporters in Iran. Treason, says Congressman Randy Fine. Arrest him the moment he lands back in America. I'll take Randy Fine. Drone strike him where he stands. This guy is literally an enemy of our country. And I'm really glad, even though, Nick Fuentes is like, we have to not bomb Iran. We need Iran to exist. We love Iran. He's like super pro is the Iranian terrorists. Because at least they hate the Jews or something. I don't know. It's hard to keep up. One thing I do have to say, about Nick Fuentes. We are on the same page when it comes to traitors in our own nation.
I see, you see Jackson Dinkle in Iran saying death to America.
Oh, that's right.
He should be drone striked by Trump for that.
Patriot.
This guy grows up a privileged white kid
That's
in California.
Right. That's what
he
I'm
starts
talking
LARPing
about.
as some kind
Listen,
of communist
man,
revolution.
You know what I'm saying? Me and Nick Fuentes would be the greatest co-presidents of all time. The two of us would work together and make the country fantastic. You know, I would stop him from killing the Jews, and he would stop me from giving infinite money to Israel. That was a joke. I don't support infinite money to Israel, and he doesn't support killing the Jews. All right, I was basically taking our two stances and toning them to the extreme, is what I'm trying to say. It'll be the first. It'll be a non-white ticket. It'll be a non-white ticket. Hear me out. It'll be the Mexican-Jewish alliance. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is we should have drone strike Jackson Hinkle. That's all I want to say. Actually, that's literally my stance. Anyway, we have people like Daniel Hakikachu, you know, an American, by the way, American Muslim, constantly preaching about raping your cousin. I'm sorry, that was a different time. He also preaches about how mainstream American news outlets don't want to share a picture of Ayatollah Khomeini's granddaughter murdered by Donald Trump in Israel. Literally trying to give you the sympathy card for Ayatollah Khomeini's granddaughter. Listen, man, if they wouldn't have been at war with us, if they wouldn't have been trying to kill us and kill thousands of us over 47 years, we wouldn't have had to drone strike them. That is their own fault. I'm sorry. It's sad when innocents die. It's an unbelievable tragedy every single time. And I'm obviously not saying it's good. It's really, really sad. They actually just shouldn't have started up with us because, unfortunately, the result's not good. Anyway, this guy responds, the leader of the largest state-sponsored terrorist regime is a legitimate target. Unfortunately, there are civilian casualties in war, as tragic as it is. I'm sure you mentioned Shani Luke and the 1,200 others that were intentionally targeted and savagely murdered by Hamas, right? Like this girl who was at a music festival and she was raped and murdered. His response, please don't post used-up prostitutes in my replies. Community note, Shani Luke was a 22-year-old tattoo artist who was killed at the Nova Music Festival on October 7th. She was not a prostitute. It's insane how, like, this is basically what the Muslims do. They're online. They're like, we are epic lords of battle. We are lords of war. We fight. We win. We are a warrior breed. No, it's a genocide. Please, please don't kill us. Please don't kill us. It's a genocide. This is literally every single time. It's crazy. Muslims online Muslims start a war, lose, freak out. It's insane. So Graham Plattner, another traitor, is pretty insane. This guy over here, he just retired. I made a video on this recently. As you can see, this has 10 million views. This is him basically dropping a 2-minute monologue being like, I did not rape that woman. We're going to have to figure out what to do. It's not good. It's not good. So this is the guy, the Democrat, for those of you unaware, the leftist guy with the Nazi skull tattoo on his chest. That's also a communist, also pro, Hamas, and all those things. He does all the things. Now he was accused of rape. Democrats were all supporting him, and now it's like, all right, this is too much. This is too much. We have to stop. Hassan, let me remind you of Hassan Piker, another anti-American filth bag. Let me remind you of some of his old takes. Pretty good. The manufactured scandals around Plattner have nothing to do with his background and everything to do with trying to take out a left populist anti-Zionist candidate before he can flip a red Senate seat. That's right, baby. They'll complain about the tattoo or whatever, but if he loses, centrist liberals will do exactly what AIPAC does and use manufactured lies to claim going against Israel to ban Medicare so that we all voters rejected. Oh my God. That's right. It's a manufactured scandal around a rapist. Alleged rapist. I'm so sorry. Alleged rapist. So Hassan, obviously, the story comes out about Graham Plattner. Now Hassan has been on a diabolical trip, basically trying to convince everyone that he never supported Graham Plattner. You mean the Nazi rapist? No, that was a joke. Obviously, he didn't rape Nazis.
My scrutiny of this, of Graham Plattner's background came from his 4 tours plus Blackwater, but it wasn't enough for me to say, like, this is, I'm pulling out of this. I wanted to and made the effort to try to interview him specifically on that and never got the opportunity to do so. For the record.
Pause.
They were very dodgy about. They were initially interested, but then when I offered my scrutiny,
his scrutiny,
very publicly, the campaign was
He publicly gave scrutiny, guys.
somewhat dodgy about it.
Look how,
and I
how
never
uncomfortable
got
he
to.
is.
I never got to actually ask him personally about some of these questions that I had.
That was the most awkward thing I've ever heard. All right, so he's trying to walk back the idea that he supported him. He's trying to make it look like he never supported him. Anyway, this is what he said about Graham Plattner's campaign a couple weeks ago.
Anyway, this is Plattner's first general election ad.
Most powerful Democrats and Republicans in the country were on Epstein Island. It seems the only thing the party establishments can agree on is a love of Jeffrey Epstein and a hatred of me. I'm Graham Plattner, and I approve this message because together we will take back our government from the...
I mean, that's beast mode to be like, everyone who hates me is a pedophile.
Wow, the projection's insane. Oh my, holy projecta-moly.
He's running the most, they're calling this the most Hasanabi campaign of all time. Okay. Anyway.
The most Hasanabi campaign of all time. Wow, didn't see that one coming. That was crazy. Holy schmorglets. You mean to tell me it's the most Hasanabi campaign of all time? You mean the Nazi pro-terrorist rapist campaign? Wow, that's crazy. Didn't see that one coming. Now, Hassan spent 20 minutes of yesterday's broadcast stuffing his face while Jenny Ransicott detailed her experience of being raped by Graham Plattner. This is the most insufferable guy ever.
I honestly I don't think I was crying. I was more in shock. And
look at him stuffing his face.
And yeah, just trying to understand what had just happened. Especially this is a person I have known and have trusted and have had very consensual relationships with.
She's describing her unbelievable trauma, getting raped by this Nazi guy. Here we have bro over here in the corner just shoveling shit down his throat. This is insane.
All along until it wasn't. And so that was a really hard thing to understand, that this was a person I trusted. And
do you see this?
So I spent a little bit of time.
Bro needs to watch rape victims to enjoy his meals. He did the same thing, by the way, reacting to the October 7th rape testimony where Hamas raped Jews, and he's just yeah, just fucking schmorgles down all of his food.
Bathroom, and when I came back out, he was asleep in my bed. And at that point, I didn't know what my options were. Obviously, I don't want this person in my house.
This is crazy.
I, earlier had realized
disgusting.
How drunk.
Is this not just completely gross? Is it just me, or is that absolutely disgusting? Are we being serious? She's out there being I was raped, it was horrible, and he's just stuffing his face. Again, I never endorsed Plattner, says Hassan Piker, making videos saying still winning. Graham Plattner exposes the lie. All right, dude. Are we serious? Plattner, I embody healthy masculinity, broke into his ex's home, allegedly raped her. Emhoff, toxic masculinity is a crisis, impregnated his child's nanny. Swalwell, believe all women, allegedly assaulted 6+ women. Bro, it's insane that this keeps happening. It's wild watching it go on again and again. The Palestine News Network gets involved. Oh, this one's gonna be good. Weaponized, politically motivated rape allegations are not to be taken seriously. Plattner for Maine. You mean to tell me that the Hamas supporters love rape? Wow. I am surprised, personally. Cenk Uygur, another pro-rape individual, probably. Congratulations to the national media on politically assassinating Graham Plattner. No, actually, he did that himself. Through all the Nazi shit and rape, allegedly. What are we doing? If he drops out and the Democratic Party tries to give us 2 candidates, both for Israel and corporate PACs, they'll face a revolt like they've never seen. The days of bullshit false choices are over. Bro is just listen, man, he may have been a rapist, but they politically assassinated him. This is what I know for sure about Plattner, says Cenk Uygur. Every legacy media outlet is trying their hardest to make sure he loses. You mean by reporting that he's a Nazi, pro-terrorist, alleged rapist that hates veterans and wants them to get killed by the Taliban? That guy? They are investigating every minute. The guy who literally has admitted to masturbating in public bathrooms? The guy who cheated on his wife with 5 women? The guy who sends nudes of himself on Kick, which is a platform that's known for grooming kids? Are we serious? They never do this for insiders. They despise outsiders, mostly rapists, who challenge power. the minute a candidate says he's not going to listen to the donors, especially AIPAC, the Jews tricked him into raping people, I guess. He is set on 24/7 by people posing as reporters. They are the attack dogs of the wealthy and powerful people, yada, 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 yada. Anyway, community note, the sexual assault allegation against Plattner is corroborated by messages between the accuser and her therapist and friends years before Plattner's run for office. Yeah, sorry, this doesn't sound like the Jews came up with rape allegations. I'm sorry, bro. The Jews didn't come up with this one. Let's be real. The Nazi tattoo was done in 2007, 2 decades before running for office. It's almost like this dude just a Nazi terrorist-supporting rapist. It seems that way. Now, again, Cenk Uygur believes that AIPAC is the reason why Graham Plattner raped someone.
That leaves the one
allegedly raped someone.
That is what? The largest contributor to members of Congress in the last election cycle. AIPAC, the Israeli lobby.
AIPAC is not even remotely close to the largest contributors in the election cycle. Listen, I'm not a fan of AIPAC. I'm not a fan of all lobbying for foreign governments and stuff like that. It is not even remotely close to the largest political donor. Not even close. China, Japan, Qatar, UAE, Saudi Arabia are all bigger donors than AIPAC, and it's not even close.
If you think they wanted Graham Plattner in this Senate, causing trouble for them, saying that we should pull funding of Israel, and you think that they might spend $18 million against Jamal Bowman and at least $16 million against Tom Massey, but they wouldn't do Oppo research.
Never.
No, that's a line too far. Everybody does Oppo.
Bro, he raped someone. Allegedly. But, what are we doing here? He's like, man, I wish the Jews would have never exposed that he was a rapist.
Research. You think AIPAC doesn't do it? So my guess is...
Bro, Jihadi the Hut over here is having a really bad day.
Based on these context clues, but it's just a guess. I don't know, but I do know it was definitely targeting. So, is that it was people that are part of the Israeli lobby that marked him for destruction, and that is why mainstream media is like, oh,
the Israeli lobby made him just rape people. It made him get a Nazi tattoo 20 years ago.
Uncorroborated. The last New York Times feed.
Uncorroborated. It's pretty corroborated, allegedly. It seems.
We talked to every.
Oops.
That leaving. So, is that it was people that are part of the Israeli...
This guy seems stressed. Someone should get him a goat. Cheer him up.
...lobby that marked him for destruction, and that is why mainstream media is like, oh, uncorroborated. The last New York Times piece, we talked to every single girlfriend, didn't get a single thing other than a GOP operative. We'll print it. We don't care about 2 sources. Our rules go out the window.
She literally had messages dating back with her therapist and multiple friends talking about this for decades. What are we doing?
We're ordered to attack.
Yeah. Anyway, so the Jews tricked him into raping people, I guess. Now, Cenk pretended he didn't know what the Totemkampf tattoo was. This is one of the most embarrassing things ever. Now, just to be clear, colossal and utter massive W for actual justice warrior. Colossal W that he debated and obliterated Cenk. But this is one of the funniest clips I've ever seen.
But you can acknowledge that he did have a Nazi tattoo. He did know it was that, and he should have had it removed a long time ago.
Yeah, so this is cope. Obviously, he knew what it was. You don't go into a tattoo bar, a tattoo parlor, and just be like, hey, I would like a tattoo. I want it to look like this. Pulls out a little sketch of a Nazi skull tattoo. No, I'm sorry, bro.
You don't
No, I don't
that?
acknowledge any of that. And so
of course
that's
you don't.
Okay, first of all, that's
let him answer. Let him answer.
So when I first saw the tattoo, I was like, that's a Nazi tattoo? I had no idea. So it's a skull.
Okay, dude. I was like, wow, that's an interesting skull. I've seen it somewhere before.
Skull and bones. I don't know what the different skull and bones stand for.
I don't know what that could have meant at all, says Cenk between gargling horse semen.
Maybe Graham does, but maybe he didn't. And that is
maybe he didn't. He just accidentally got a Nazi skull tattoo. And also supports Hamas, who openly state their goal of eradicating the Jewish people. Probably a coincidence.
a very, very normal thing. Everybody makes it sound like it's a swastika. Everybody knows a swastika is
that would have been cooler, I'll be real.
Nazi. Random skull and bones. No, not every.
Not random. This is the funniest gaslighting I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen gaslighting this pathetic. Congratulations to the national media, says Chunkus McFunkus. On the politically assassinating Graham Plattner. All he did was leave the Nazi rapist alone. Please, you have to leave him alone. Please. Anyway, here's another one of those dark, woke individuals, Kyle Kalinske.
Clear, because perhaps I was unclear in my tweet saying he could sex my mom and I'd still support him. Graham Plattner can fuck a toaster. Graham Plattner can shove a pineapple up his ass. Graham Plattner can shove a pineapple up his dick hole for all I care. Graham Plattner can jack off to a cartoon of Scooby-Doo wearing Brian Noam's big-ass titties. And I will crawl over fucking broken glass to support that man. Let me be clear.
Anyway, he's a Nazi rapist. It's the greatest day of my life. All of these fucking morons. He's trying so hard to be hard, but he's just like overdosing on soy milk. It's crazy, bro. The soyest motherfucker in the game. And he's trying, oh yeah, oh my God. It's incredible. It's the craziest thing. It's insane. Watching every single one of these people glaze him forever. Now having to admit that he's a monster. All right, Vaush. He won and they're terrified. Yeah, all right, dude. Women were terrified. Good point. Good point. Bernie Sanders, who was always supporting him, by the way. I have spoken with Graham Plattner about his best path forward for Maine. In light of these very serious allegations, I have recommended that he step aside. Yep, raping women goes too far. That's too far. That's too far. You know, that goes too far. I really love the whole Nazi tattoo, pro-Hamas thing, but raping women? No. Listen, it's Commie Sanders, it's Islami Mamdani, and it's Graham Platt. Bro, the Democratic Party is just incredible. Now, Owen Schroyer, this is weird. So Owen Schroyer, he used to be pro-Trump. He was actually a Jan 6 guy. He went to jail. Trump pardoned him. He's out of jail. He now backstabbed Trump because he thinks that Trump is controlled by the Jews. Isn't it weird that all the people that thinks that Trump is controlled by the Jews are all supporting this Nazi? Whatever, it's weird. Anyway, so Plattner to drop out of the Senate race after new sexual assault allegations. Do we really want this to keep happening as a country? Sexual accusations controlling election outcomes? Listen, man, I just don't think we should be electing communist, Nazi, rapist, pro-terrorists, actually. What are we fucking doing? You're supposed to be a base right wing. You support radical left guys just because, well, at least they hate Israel. What is happening to these people? Like, this is like brain rot to the next. Elect a candidate that's not a rapist next time. What do you want me to say? Can we just not get rid of rapists? Please. Please. Anyway, this is the Democratic Party right now. This is exactly what they do. Pay attention, because this is what we're up against.
Look at this rooms, motherfuckers! We ain't going anywhere!
Now it's time to escalate.
We must always continue to agitate.
But we have and we will continue to globalize the Intifada.
We need to neutralize the institutions of power in the West.
That part of me would be Hamas. I'm a part of the BDS movement, Hamas.
Now we're in Congress, and we're every corner of the United States.
Carrying out campaigns into tangible strategic targets that have to respond to us.
Reaching into all of the key areas of social power to transform it and overthrow it.
Bringing the fight back home.
We have to destroy the idea of America.
Pay attention, man. This is what we're up against, and we need a crusade immediately. Speaking of crusaders, you can support me on Patreon. That'd be really nice. My YouTube videos all get demonetized. If you could support me on Patreon, that'd be awesome. Because YouTube doesn't like me doing this, but I feel like it's important to do. So if you could support me on Patreon, that'd be really awesome. Crusaders, thank you for your support. But anyway, there is so much crazy shit going on, and we're only getting started. Sneeko is having a really bad day. Apparently... Alex Jones just humiliated him in a debate. And also, and even better than that, he thinks that Israel is coming after him. He thinks that he's under attack by the Matrix. Everyone wants him deported. Only because he wants to jihad America to death. That's the only reason why. That's the only thing he did. And all of a sudden, people are against it. It's so weird. It's so weird that people don't like the idea of him jihading us to death. It's wild. So people didn't like that. Alex Jones humiliated him. Everyone's going after him. He's freaking out that Argentina defeated Egypt. in soccer, which is hilarious. Again, saying that Israel manipulated the outcome. Dude, I'm telling you, these people are incredible. They're actually incredible. So first we got to see the meltdown.
You know who else said it identical to Laura Loomer? This one here. If Trump deports Sneeko and Hassan Piker, I'll vote Republican in the midterms. Did they all get a script?
Patriot. Absolute patriot.
Elon, Laura Loomer, all saying exactly the same thing at the same exact time.
Oh my God. You said you wanted to jihad all of America, and then literally every single right-wing person on the internet wanted you deported. Wow, this sounds like a conspiracy to me.
Alex Jones, Mexicans. It's like Mossad sent them an email and said, say this publicly.
Yes. Notoriously, Mossad... my favorite thing is being like, the Jews. They are all doing all of the immigration. All the immigration comes for the Jews. Now, to be fair, a lot of woke Jews fucking suck and are some of the biggest bitches in society. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to deny it at all. Also, the Pope is pro-immigration, by the way, but let's not get into that. So the Jews are trying to get Muslims into Western countries. And Sneeko thinks that the Jews are trying to get him deported? Like, are we acknowledging the comedy?
Demonize Sneeko, and they all just repeated, and they got...
we don't need to demonize you. You decided to worship a pedophile demon. So that's okay. That was all you, actually. You made that decision.
They're 7K through Zelle transfer. All the same time. This should expose what side people are on.
Oh, shit. Everyone wants the guy that wants the destruction of the West deported? That totally shows that the Jews control America.
They sound identical to trillionaires who are allying with Israel. If they sound identical to people like Jigsaw Laura Loomer, Mossad agents, are they really America first? Are they really opposing...
The brown clownery is insane. Absolute insanity. It's like, interesting. So everyone thinks I fucking suck? Well, that sounds like a conspiracy to me. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. He's like, I'm driving down a street, and every single other guy on the street is going the other direction. It's the Jews. I'm not possibly driving the wrong way down the street. Thanks for the 500 bits, Reaper. It's like, all right, dude. Okay, all right.
Israel? Or are some of them controlled opposition? Are some of them getting paid? Are some of them feds?
All of them are feds because they want me to get deported. Based. Nick Fuentes says, Muslims cry about Western colonialism and genocide and then scream that Islam will dominate the world and gloat about white genocide in the next sentence. They deserve zero sympathy. I'm done. I love how it took Nick Fuentes this long to... This guy's supposed to be like some sort of white supremacist guy, and all of a sudden now he's realizing that Islam is like raping white people to death. That's crazy. You know, Muslims, when they engage in imperialism, Islam will take over the world. This is the will of Allah. Woo! Muslims, when imperialism is done to them, no, the Crusades were a genocide. Islam is religion of peace, please. Every single time. Anyway, Alex Jones goes off on Sneeko, calls for him to get deported. This was yesterday. He had a debate with him today, which I'll show you in a minute.
The guy reaches millions of people a day.
Not really.
He is anti-Islam. He's pro-Islam. He is pro-Trump. He's anti-Trump. He's pro-lockdown. He's against the lockdown.
He's also a raging homosexual.
He'll flip-flop from day to day, whatever group he's with. But here he is in New York.
I mean, to be fair, he was anti-Islam, and then Cuties, you know, the show about sexualizing children, that became his favorite movie of all time, and then he converted to Islam. I'm trying to connect the dots. I can't possibly create some sort of pattern here.
One of the Allah Akbar events, where we got a bunch of video chanting, we're taking over Sharia law. He joins in, hops around, and screams and says it, but he's not a U.S. citizen.
Unfortunately, he is, but not for long. Not for long. Now, Sneeko reacted to this, and he was on the verge of tears, bro.
About another 4-footer. And I picked up a big honeycomb limestone rock, and I said, watch this. And I threw it about 15 feet perfectly and splat on the head. And my daughters went, Daddy!
He's doing the citizen vigilante thing. Alex Jones is indirectly calling for people to kill me.
Oh my God! Muslims, we will invade Israel. We will kill the Jews. Muslims, no, it's a genocide. Jews, please stop. Jews, please. You know, the Muslims be like, we will conquer the West. Inshallah, all your women will be subjugated. Inshallah, kill the infidels. No, they're threatening me. He's threatening. He's trying to get people to kill me.
He knows it.
You do realize in Citizen Vigilante they only killed rapists, though, right?
You know it. His audience knows it.
We all know it. Alex Jones is trying to get Sneeko killed. Look at him.
They feel threatened.
I'm not sure if he's supposed to look mad or supposed to cry, so he's just like in between.
By the truth. And against American values, they don't want discourse. They don't want democracy. They don't want free speech.
You're literally part of the anti-free speech and anti-democracy religion, okay? your religion doesn't believe in democracy and free speech. Like, it's absolute insanity to me when look at them try to twist words. They all do this. They all try to use words as weapons. You don't believe in freedom of speech. Anyway, did you draw a picture of Mohammed? We're gonna kill you now.
You think normally I could throw a weight 10 feet perfectly, splat the head? You think normally I could throw a rock perfectly and splat the head?
Oh my god. Oh my god. So Sneeko, he's been having some brown clown crash outs. It's been pretty great to see.
Elon Musk is an African migrant calling for...
Yeah, everyone thinks that being an American is just a piece of paper. Elon Musk embodies American values without a shadow of a doubt. He's a radical capitalist. He's incredibly successful. He's smart. It's really good that we got him. We poached him from Africa. All right, well, let's be real. We're doing better than Africa could with him. So, Elon.
For me to get deported. I was born in New York City, a couple blocks from where
now he's a big fan of birthright citizenship, but I was born here, says the Haitian Muslim. I was born here.
Live now.
Being American is just the magic soil that gives me power.
Go. Where are you going to deport me? I'm born here.
Haiti?
Here. This is my country. You can't take me anywhere.
I mean, we can if we want.
Exercising my right to my First Amendment, my right for free speech, my right to practice my religion. The real American position is saying, have free speech, have discourse, have democracy.
Yeah, democracy and discourse is great. You literally support jihad, okay? You go into New York, you say, we're going to conquer you and have jihad on you. And Islam will enter every house. Sorry, bitch. No. Sorry, bro. I don't care if your cult thinks that that's cool.
They don't want it. They're saying that you're threatening to take over and all this stuff. It's not a threat.
That's what you said, literally.
Because the irony is Christians say the same exact thing. Every knee will bow. Every tongue confess.
I love how he thinks that it's the same. I love how he thinks that Christian missionaries being like, hey, you should convert to Christianity for a place in heaven, and Islam raping you is exactly the same thing.
I love that song from Ye. Jesus is King is one of my favorite Ye albums. You guys know Ye is a friend of mine. And I'm trying not to curse his stuff for love, but because there's new eyes and there's new people paying attention to this right now, he needs to know that his fuck is real. His fuck is real. And so easily they get subverted. It's free Palestine till the day I die, inshallah. I mean, free Palestine till the day I die. And Israel is occupying our country. It's 2 days since the 250th anniversary of our country.
The clownery is insane.
And we're not an independent country anymore. We're completely occupied.
We're occupied by Israel. That's why people don't like when we jihad you to death. Yep.
People need to know this. Publicly saying that he's a trillionaire. They LARP and act like he's a genius, like he's the smartest person ever because he makes a rocket ship. And
this is the brownest, clownest sentence I've ever heard in my entire life. They just make believe he's smart because he makes rocket ships? Oh my god, he's actually retarded. I brush my teeth with a stick, okay? I'm part of a religion that believes that the Earth is the center of the universe, and it's a geocentric solar system, okay? Alright? I'm part of a religion that believes that semen comes from the ribs, alright? How dare you insult me? How dare you? I have given you science, wisdom! What are you, some fucking retard that makes rocket ships? Oh my god. Anyway, this is Sneeko, a man with Western values. Man, he has such Western values, it's crazy. I love how Western his values are.
Fuck your dog. Fuck your dog. Keep your dog home. I don't care. It's not cute. I don't want to pet it. I don't want to touch your dog. Dogs are haram for a reason, and this was a sign from Allah.
I love how he's like, I am just as American as you. We should just debate each other and have civil democracy. We will force you to keep your dog in shackles.
There's shit all over my fucking rug.
Man, this guy's incredible. He's incredible. He's just amazing. And every clip that comes out of this guy just digs his pit deeper. It's awesome. I love it.
Inshallah, the whole world is Muslim. The whole world can accept the truth. The whole world can go to heaven. God willing.
Yeah, anyway, like, bro, it's not good. So, anyway, he decided to start getting people like Dan Bilzerian on his stream to be like, oh, actually, Christians are much worse because Christians have prostitution and theft. Because Christian countries, yeah, those obviously aren't religious people. Like, the obvious difference is a cartel guy that's a Christian is not following the laws of Christianity. A Muslim that blows himself up and takes people with him is following the laws of Islam. That's an obvious difference. Like, an incredibly obvious difference. And he doesn't stop. He doesn't stop. And he's trying
in the
so
world,
hard.
Top 6 all Christian except for Yakuza. That's
Japan.
Non-religious.
Right, Yakuza, non-religious, but cartel, Christian. Like, bro, yeah, that's a totally fair way to calculate everything. It really, wow, insane how that works. Now, Alex Jones apparently annihilated Sneeko in a debate. It was the funniest shit on the internet. I didn't see this yesterday because this just came out. Inshallah, you find out because you already fucked around.
Our country is dominated by Jewish.
I'm a Christian American nationalist, and white people are demonized by the left, by the Red Green Alliance, by Israel and everybody, and I'm sick of it. White people are 7% of the world population. Anglo-Saxons are like 2%.
There's no point in just preaching.
I am sick of being run over. And everybody that's declared war on us, I'm saying, okay, then.
You think I declared war on you?
And you want to declare
war?
I don't care if you're Israel. I don't care if you're a Muslim. I don't care if you're a Chicom. I don't care who you are. Well, you want to fight? You fucking got one.
Okay, so your
fucking games are over.
You want a war? You want a crusade? Now
don't worry. You're gonna get one, pal.
Okay, then well done. You just played into the hands of the Jewish supremacist control.
The Jews got you. Oh, you want to kick Muslims out of your country because they keep raping you and subverting you and pushing communism and importing infinite people. The Jews got you. You fell for the Jews. This is literally his entire worldview. His entire worldview is, we are going to rape you to death. And if you scream, we're just going to say that you were manipulated by the Jews.
Our country.
It ain't gonna
well
be,
done.
No.
That's what Elon Musk wants you to do.
It's gonna be cultural, so you can sit over there and fuck your daughters, and you can sit over there and marry fucking 7-year-olds.
You're chipping out.
You can sit over there and fuck little boys.
You're chipping out.
We want your shit out of here.
The predominant pedophile demographic in Europe, I told you, was white guys.
Bullshit.
Doesn't believe in pure capita. Per capita is not real.
It's not.
500,000 girls groomed by the Islamics.
250,000 was the estimated number. You just doubled.
Bro, he's talking about Europe. That was just in England.
It, and that's completely conflated.
It's 500,000 now. They had it in Parliament. And here's the other thing.
500,000 estimated. Do you even look at the report?
We know Keir Starmer protected them. We know the British leadership are a bunch of pedophiles. I exposed that 30 years ago.
God damn, bro's just fiery on his ass. That's crazy. Holy shit.
Lauren Loomer might be dating soon.
Laura Loomer, Jigsaw. This lady is saying ban Islam. Why are
I heard you and Laura Loomer. I heard you and Lauren Loomer might be dating soon.
There's no way you're even a serious person. Like, did you? Would you?
I'm not a serious person.
You do it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Look, I don't know if Laura Loomer. That has aura. That has aura. Become Muslim. Abdul Alex Jones. Inshallah, Alex Jones is Muslim.
Will you wear the burqa again? I saw you in that latest video where you're like wearing it like a woman.
It's a scarf. I'm talking about
we love our Somalis. We love our Muslims too. Oh, they so good. Oh, they so sweet. I'm gonna stab your daughter at the mall. Woo! Gonna stab your son, your wife. And then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis. We love our Muslims too. Oh, they so good. Oh, they so sweet.
You don't hate me.
The infinite clownery followed up by immediate cope. It's incredible. It's incredible, bro. He doesn't stop. He rampaged this guy. It's the craziest thing ever.
The manifesto, they're Mexican white nationalist cat boys. So
Durka Muhammad Jihad.
Well, stuff like that is.
What do you want me to tell you? I'm your friend, like the Quran says, and then stab you in the back.
The Quran doesn't say that.
How about I become a Shia?
I love how he's treating him like a low IQ retard, exactly like he deserves. Like, you want to have an intellectual conversation with this moron?
With you, and we take swords and cut our heads, and for 8 hours I just march you like.
That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. Or I could be a megachurch Christian with Kenneth Copeland drinking my blood. I could be with Erica Kirk shooting fireworks off my ass and twerking. You want me to do that? Small minority to demonize 2 billion people.
I love how his example of an evil Christian is Erica Kirk, whose husband was murdered in front of her. Do you just understand what we're dealing with?
Ladies and gentlemen, the weasel from Connecticut, the mighty Mongol, the amazing, all-powerful, sneaky
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
You don't even have a brain.
So what makes you think you can deport me?
You don't have a brain to be
so
able to
what
get
makes you
knocked
think
out.
you can deport me if Sean Strickland can't knock me down, huh? You can't stop me. I'm coming.
I know. Then tell me.
Coming.
I'm coming. Durka Muhammad.
Allahu Akbar!
Allah Akbar.
Takbir!
No women.
Takbir!
the slavery that we take the women
This was supposed to be a debate, by the way.
as sex slaves. And,
And inshallah, inshallah, you become Abdul Alex Jones.
What the fuck is that?
Assalamu alaikum. Marry your cousin. It's so much fun.
You really have.
Durka, Muhammad Jihad.
Wow.
It comes from your Jewish supreme leaders. It comes from Abraham, who you were the bad son. You are the bad Islami. Bad, 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 Abraham say. You are not the chosen. No good, Sneaky. You are cursed, Sneaky. You are cursed to wear nightgown and marry cousin. Bye-bye, Sneaky. I love you.
Hey,
I'll
stop
see you tomorrow.
stop killing.
His name is a sneaky snake, oh snake. All right, we love you, Sneaky.
See you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum.
Bye. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
Oh my God. I don't know, man. You see, the major issue with Western civilization is that all debates aren't like this. This might have been Alex Jones at his absolute peak, fighting for justice. Holy shit. Oh my God, that's crazy. Anyway, Sneeko keeps crying about how, Donald Trump points out that this is a kindergarten in Minnesota, just a bunch of children in hijabs. Sneeko somehow tries to make this like, oh, casualties in a war is... You hate Muslim children. No. You know why they dress them in hijabs? It's because otherwise they'll rape them. They won't control themselves. I'm really glad. Sneeko decided he wanted to start his stream by watching Muslim army marching and wearing suits. Again, this is the gayest fucking guy on the fucking planet. It's unbelievable. It's crazy to see. Now, one of the biggest twists ever, no one saw this coming, is that Argentina eliminated Egypt from the World Cup. All right, so no one saw this coming. That was a joke. Obviously, Argentina is awesome. I'm rooting for them. Go Argentina! Take it away! If it couldn't be us, if it couldn't be the U.S., I'm rooting for you guys. You guys are awesome. All right, obliterated Egypt from the World Cup, just annihilated them, nuked them in a fantastic episode of Goy Ball Z. I literally don't care about soccer. But the funniest thing is, the retards do. What happened, Allah? It seems Messi wanted it. Yeah, sorry, bro. So Sneeko freaks out, obviously. He calls Messi the Netanyahu of football. Most normal guy.
Allah Akbar! Never kiss the wall. Come on! They took it away? Mossad Messi strikes again. Mossad Messi strikes again. Messi is the Netanyahu of football.
You mean he wins? Sorry, I don't want to be that guy. You mean he wins? You mean he destroys Muslims? Damn, that's crazy, brother. That's insane. No one saw that one coming. Anyway, this was Sneeko's reaction after Argentina scored the winning goal over Egypt.
Wide ball. Great ball out wide. Oh, it crosses in.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh!
Get off me, bro.
Oh! Oh my God!
Look, he's crying.
You can't lean on that, bro. That's insane. Oh my God.
Bro, look at this guy. He's the most performative, LARPiest retard of all time. It's insane. Now, understand, he was a massive fan of Messi a little ago, but now because of the legends of LARP, he has decided to take the other side. It's incredible. It really is. So anyway, real question, though, is Sneeko schizophrenic?
It's because Netanyahu made Messi kiss the wall. It's because he kissed the wall. It's because
Yep, I'm sure that's why he won, because he kissed the wall, right? FIFA is a Zionist enterprise. Now, this is the new narrative. The new narrative is that the World Cup is controlled by the Jews. This guy's incredible. This guy is absolutely incredible. This is a level of mind rape I have never seen before. Egyptians, you can avenge this injustice at the World Cup by invading Israel. What, so that more Muslims could lose so that you could scream genocide? Like, what are we doing here? Like, and it's so often, it's every single time. These guys suck, man. It's unbelievable. Argentina did 9/11, says Sneeko. Mamdani is freaking out also. It's almost like their allegiance is with the giant Muslim world and not actually with any of their actual countries.
Left for me to hit this goal. Now, if you take the bus to work, that adds up fast. Within 6 months, you will have spent 24 fewer hours on the bus. By the time a year rolls around, you'll have saved more than 2 days of commuting time.
Yeah, that's not real. That's not actually how it works. Making it free makes it more packed, making it slower. So he's just lying here. But anyway.
That means breakfast with your family. It means having the time to argue balls and strikes at your kid's Little League game. It means getting home for bedtime. It means agreeing with your friends that Egypt were robbed yesterday.
Like, do you understand how unbelievably hilarious it is that all these people need to come together and support the Muslim country that got obliterated by Argentina? Like, do you understand how pathetic and gay this whole thing is? Celebrating Messi's goal. All right, here the IDF is making, like, I can't believe this is real. The IDF, the Israeli military, is making, like, gay like counter retard videos celebrating soccer. I don't think any of these people give a shit, but they're just doing it to make fun of the retards that are saying that the Jews control the football league or something. It's insane. The Western Wall and its wonders keeps winning. Remember the last time Egypt went up against the Western Wall? Listen, man, I find it very fitting that the Egypt soccer team prayed to Allah after going up 2-0, and then Argentina followed up with 3 goals in 15 minutes. Islam loses again. There it is, baby. It just doesn't stop. Sorry, man. The Jews control soccer now, I guess, as well. Dude, the Sneeko people are, like, actually fucking retarded, and they suck. And it's honestly hilarious. Durga, Muhammad Jihad. Now, in one of the biggest stories in America, the pre-trial for Tyler Robinson, the guy that almost certainly killed Charlie Kirk, is going on. It's going on. It's very not looking good for Tyler Robinson. Now, again, just to make things clear, I think Charlie Kirk was a legend. He was a legend. He brought so many people to God, and he inspired me tremendously to be more comfortable talking about my faith in public. And, you know, we do Bible readings on every stream that I do on kick.com/Nuxanor. Every single day we try, and we actually do it. All right, we actually do it. And I'll be real, we're trying. We're trying our best. And Charlie Kirk inspired me to do that. I started doing that after Charlie Kirk was brutally killed, before all the communists and morons with Trump derangement syndrome and Israel derangement syndrome decided to turn this into a giant conspiracy, making believe that it was Trump working with the Jews and Sumerian time travelers that killed him. So it's pretty insane stuff. We got to do a deep dive on, first we have to understand Candace Owens, who pushed the narrative that Israel was using Sumerian time traveling technology to kill Charlie Kirk because he was an X-Man, using Erica Kirk, Turning Point USA, and Ben Shapiro to destroy him. I understand that's her theory. It's pretty good. But I have some people in my chat that like him, that like this theory, that think Candace is not a moron. So we're just going to start with some of the recent clips. I'm not even going to show you the old ones that I like how she thinks Jews invented dinosaurs to trick Christians into thinking that God isn't real. Because obviously that's just correct. She was onto us. She was onto us. But yeah, anyway.
We've been talking about a lot of bad. I think it's now time to talk about something good. You know what's good? The fact that the 4th of July is happening tomorrow. Well, it's not actually that good for me because my husband's English, so it's a very sensitive holiday in my household. But did you know anyways, because he's not watching, that 250 years ago, Americans revolted against imported goods at the Boston Tea Party?
At the Boston Tea Party? Anyway, Candace Owens has been doing a really good job looking into this investigation regarding Tyler Robinson and killing Charlie Kirk. So we have to understand that she is something of a super sleuth.
Welcome back to Bride of Erica. They were ever intentional. They wanted the public to recognize that Erica was Charlie's husband.
What?
Welcome back.
Pretty sure Erica was not Charlie's husband, but anyway, so at least she understands the law. She understands, like, the what's it called when a crime was done so long ago you can't prosecute them anymore?
Oh, lucky for Olivier Duhamel, the statute of limitations.
Oh, yeah, the statute of limitations
already expired. So he was never brought to justice, saying that, like, she had discovered the statute of limitations was not up. In fact,
the statute of limitations.
And, by the way, because the statute of limitations has
statute of limitations. Anyway, so I'm really glad we have Candace Owens on the case, and she is ready to cook. So understand, this is the judge for the first time seeing the footage of Charlie Kirk's shooting. Again, this isn't new footage or anything, but the judge is supposed to be impartial, so he is supposed to not have seen it. So look at his reaction watching the Charlie Kirk shooting. Look at that flinch. Look at that flinch. Fuck, dude. What a nightmare. It was horrible. I'll remember that day for the rest of my life. I was broken. I was broken the day that happened. It was unbelievable. And you have like these subversive communists and morons come in there and try to twist Charlie Kirk's brutal murder into something that it isn't, to basically shit on his legacy. And I will never forget that moment. It was an unbelievable, unbelievable tragedy. And it's so heartbreaking. So heartbreaking that people are using this for their own gain. Now, the medical examiner report confirms that Charlie Kirk's cause of death was a gunshot wound. This is very bad because actually, according to Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk was killed by, I hope you're ready, an exploding microphone. It was never a gun. The gun never killed her. It was an exploding microphone, according to Candace Owens. I've been following her retard theories for a while now, by the way.
11 is admitted. Mr. Sturgill.
Agent Hull, I'm going to ask you to look at the first page of Exhibit 11. No?
Yes.
You see that?
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you again, and you can look at it.
Yeah.
And would you mind relating what the doctor reports as the manner of death?
Yes, I misspoke. It does say homicide.
And then the immediate cause of death.
Gunshot wound of the neck.
All right, so there it is. Gunshot wound to the neck. That's what happened. So to all the people that were trying to push this bullshit that was Charlie electrocuted? No. No, Charlie was not electrocuted, okay? He was shot in the neck, like everyone knows, because everyone has eyes and everyone saw it. Sorry. So anyway, understand what the Transformers community has about this. So Tyler Robinson was seen laughing in court as Erica Kirk was weeping feet away. And of course, you got these people saying beast mode. This is a transgender individual. It's disgusting. It's absolutely horrible. Like, they still love and celebrate the murder of a very good, innocent man. Understand. Now, one of the big Candace Owens theories was that, hey, there was no casing on the roof, so there couldn't be a shooting if there was no casing on the roof. Well, bolt-action rifles do not auto-eject casings if only one shot is fired. The spent casing that was fired by the rifle in Charlie Kirk's case was found inside the chamber, along with 3 unfired rounds. This is according to the court. So again, there goes that theory. It's almost like Candace Owens should have waited for the court case where the state presents their evidence before running and doing this entire slopaganda machine. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, it keeps getting worse for the conspiracy theorists. Here we have a case of this assassin, and here we have people in the comments, Erica Kirk should be on trial, not Tyler. Again, these people are sick fucks. Sick fucks. And anyone that pushed this shit is a sick fuck too. All right? Listen, man. It's disgusting that we need to make believe that this is even remotely tolerable. It is not. It is evil. And we need to destroy these people. Okay? We need to obliterate these people. Again, it's the subversive commie shit, and it's insane. To quote Exodus 22:22, do not take advantage of the widow or the fatherless, and if you do, and they cry out to me, I will hear their cry. My anger will be aroused, and I will kill you with the sword. Your wives will become widows, and your children fatherless. My stance is, I don't like Erica Kirk. I don't dislike Erica Kirk. I have very little opinion on Erica Kirk. She is a widow. Her husband was murdered, and this shit is fucking evil. It is. And God we'll see justice. We will see justice. Anyway, Alex Jones is now pushing out, as the murder trial of Tyler Robinson on the assassination of Charlie Kirk begins in Utah, Jesse on Fire makes his case that Kirk is still alive and well. Running Turning Point USA from the sidelines. Again, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Again, these people are actual retards. Actual retards. So Candace Owens had this was one of her major points. Major points why it had to be Sumerian time travelers killing Charlie Kirk, because Tyler Robinson never stepped foot on the campus that day.
In fact, according to my source, Tyler has never even stepped foot on UVU campus.
And there he is on UVU campus in released footage that was released in court. Wow, it's almost like if she would have waited for the evidence to be presented, she wouldn't have had this entire slopaganda machine going on. That's so weird. Huh. I can't believe it. Aside from all of the video footage, he was never there. Again, she had no source. She had no proof. She had no evidence to any of the things she says. She just lies. Well, according to my source, Candace Owens has a penis. That's why we call her Mandis Owens on the show. Yeah, my source, I can't tell you who my source is, but that's what my source said. My source said that Mandis is not, yeah, Candace is Mandis, actually. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. It was revealed to me in a dream. It was revealed to me in a dream. All right, so again, another one of the claims that, aside from the fact that he was never there, they said that Tyler Robinson had to pull off some sort of Spider-Man stunt to get onto the roof. The roof was so hard to get to. He would have had to, like, flip and shit and climb up walls. And do you really think some gay trans fucker is climbing up walls like Spider-Man to get to the top of the roof? Please. This was obviously time travelers. The most logical option, I would say. It was obviously Israel and Egyptian planes. Probably. So anyway, they actually revealed that, actually, you do not need to be Spider-Man to get to that roof.
Top. Do you know how to gain access to the rooftop of the Losi building?
Yes, there's actually an outside stairway right here.
Stairs, ladies and gentlemen, stairs.
Just to the south of Losi building, there's a red pathway right directly in the middle of the picture. Off to the south of that, on the left side of the picture, is an outdoor stairway.
Is that open to the public?
It is.
And how would someone...
You see, he accessed the roof via a public staircase. That's right, boys.
Access the roof from that stairway.
If they came up, they would put them right here on this pathway that goes between the Losi Center and down towards the computer science building. There's a red pathway. There's actually a little handrail, like a little guardrail, probably about a couple feet high, that somebody could jump over.
Is that area restricted? Is it off limits?
Yes, it is. There's kind of like a natural barrier with the guardrail, and from there on, there's no path. It's gravel roof, so it's not paved like everything else.
Wow. Wow. So it seems like you had to hop a rail. Not Mission Impossible. It turns out you didn't need Spider-Man to get to that roof, it seems. It's almost like she just lies or something. That's crazy. Now, Ian Carroll, Candace Owens' sex toy, had this to say: Candace Owens vindicated by day 2 of Tyler Robinson trial. Vindicated. Vindicated. She was humiliated. All of the things were wrong. She was not vindicated in literally any regard at all. This has got to be some of the most diabolical level of cope I've ever seen in my entire life. Holy shit. Now, her new theory, breaking news, I knew it. Ben Shapiro was involved in the murder. And this is her evidence. This clip.
So, I remember where I was when all this was happening. I was in Los Angeles. I had sort of a breakfast/lunch meeting with somebody. And I got the news that Charlie had been shot, and my security was on the phone with Charlie's security because nobody knew what the hell was going on. Well, Charlie was still in the back of the car, and we were sort of getting updates along the way. Okay, 2:40 p.m.
Right. So, okay. So his security and Charlie's security, which by the way is the same security firm, they were in contact, and he heard from his security that Charlie Kirk was shot. I mean, seems pretty normal. I mean, I heard about it right when it happened, obviously. Everyone with internet access heard about it right away. It was an absolute nightmare, by the way. An absolute nightmare. Anyway, let's see what she says. Ben Shapiro confessed on his show that while Charlie was being transported to the hospital and bleeding to death, his security was on the phone with Charlie's security receiving updates. I knew it. Ben Shapiro was involved in the murder of Charlie Kirk. And that's, are we being serious? Like, are we even being remotely serious? Now, again, to be clear, I want you to subscribe to me so we could surpass Ben Shapiro and become top Jew. That's important. But like, bro, Ben Shapiro didn't kill Charlie Kirk. He didn't. And then, like, Ben Shapiro hated Charlie. Ben Shapiro was literally Charlie's last collab before he was murdered. Ben Shapiro was invited to speak at every single Charlie Kirk Turning Point USA event. They did not hate each other. Like it's insane watching this. It's absolute insanity watching the pivot. Every day there's another pivot with these retards. And, like, you look through her shit, all right? You look through her shit, and you honestly feel dumber. You feel dumber and dumber. Like, look at all the Ben Shapiro clips. Look at how many Ben Shapiro clips she's posting all of a sudden because she thinks he killed him. Now Ben Shapiro is the leading suspect. All right. Oh my! Do you see this? Do you see this? Like, dude, this is insanity. Insanity. So anywho, video footage shows accused Charlie Kirk assassin Tyler Robinson visiting UVU multiple times. September 10th was the latest visit into the early hours of September 11th. So anyway, he was there multiple times. This is an 8-minute clip presented to the court of the Charlie Kirk assassin
Foot
there
into the campus.
You see?
And actually goes to the quad area of the campus.
Okay, so he's there. Wow.
At that time, he makes contact with some representatives from TPUSA.
By quad area?
Sorry, the amphitheater is what I previously referred it to.
So he goes up on campus, visits the amphitheater area, the courtyard or quad.
Correct.
And then what do we see here now?
He returns on foot back to the same vehicle.
And what time is he returning back to the vehicle?
It's about 9:25 a.m.
What do we see now?
That's the vehicle exiting with Mr. Robinson driving the vehicle. This is Mr. Robinson returning to the campus on foot from the neighborhood to the northeast. You can see he's wearing the same clothing as in the previous video.
Yep.
And he's carrying a blue backpack.
Obviously.
Describe the clothing.
It's a maroon colored t-shirt with gray or olive colored shorts and then Converse shoes.
Very weird. It's almost like he was there a lot. And there he is, tons of footage of him walking back and forth. He's in there. He goes in there multiple times. He cases out the place the day before. He ends up going there the day after. It doesn't stop. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. It's almost like he was there and he killed him or something. That's wild. Isn't that wild? So anyway, obviously he was there. Obviously. And he doesn't look at all like Ben Shapiro, who was in a different state. And then Candace Owens starts theorizing something interesting. How tall is Tyler Robinson? Interesting. How tall is Tyler Robinson? It's like, no. Tyler Robinson is just about 5'10". You say Tyler Robinson is just about 5'10". Interesting. Yes. Okay, what does that have to do with anything? Well, you see, my exact point is the person walking in the video they are presenting is clearly a very tall person. Well above 6 feet. No way that is a 5'10" or 5'11" person. How tall is Lance Twiggs? This is the tranny. So anyway, yeah. Yes. Fantastic. Interesting. The video, she is working her absolute fucking hardest to get this killer off. Are we on the same page? She is working her absolute hardest to get a murderer who murdered her best friend, allegedly, off of the crime. Is this not insane? Like, no way, that's 5'11". That's clearly 6 foot. It's like, 5'11", very small person, micro person, midget creature, I would say. 6 foot tall, incredibly tall, huge, massive, gigantically huge. And it's like, bro, are we seriously doing this, Mandis? Mandis, are we really doing this, Mandis? Anyway, and it's like, bro, if this dude is over 6 feet, how tall is this girl? So in the footage, he walks by multiple people, and it's like, they're all his height. I was like, holy shit, all the giants that keep walking, right? Like, bro, I love how every single one of her claims gets debunked in 5 seconds. 5 seconds! It's the most embarrassing shit I've ever seen in my life. It is crazy that this is real. I don't even know what to say. It's insane that this is real. It's wild. So anyway, it's very clearly someone well above 6 feet. Why is it clearly shorter than the other guy who walks by, or all the other people? So it's like, bro, you're telling me that this guy is clearly 6 feet, and yet he's shorter than the other people that are in the same stairwell at the same time? It's like, oh my God, she's retarded. So Owen Schroyer, a guy who, by the way, is right-wing and, now all of a sudden super anti-Trump, innocent till proven guilty. Burden of proof is still on the state. Beyond a reasonable doubt, these things still mean something to me. You know what, Owen Schroyer? I agree with you. You make a good point. I'm with you, actually. But we have to be real for a second, man. We have to be real for just a second. For a split second, okay? This guy was there at the crime. His DNA was at the scene. He shot the fucking thing. He admitted it. His parents turned him in. There is overwhelming evidence that it was him that did it. Especially because he also admitted it. Hello. Meanwhile, this dude's like, yeah, also I had a dream that Benjamin Netanyahu is mind-controlling Donald Trump, and that's why we're at war with Iran, who's trying to nuke us. Right? Do you understand what we're dealing with? We are dealing with the lowest IQ retards on the face of the planet. It's like, yeah, I believe Netanyahu's mind-controlling Trump through Jewish brainworms. Also, though, innocent till proven guilty, I wouldn't suspect Tyler Robinson. I wouldn't suspect him at all. All right, meanwhile, hey, Sean Ryan, I think you owe a few people an apology. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Because Sean Ryan just did a show with Mandis, and they had a lot to say.
Who do you think is behind this?
I don't
Do you
think Tyler Robinson was there.
You don't think
You don't think he was there, hey, Candace? You don't think he was even there? Well, so weird that got debunked literally a week later, you know, during the pretrial.
was there?
I think he's a total patsy. I think they get lookalikes and they got everybody wearing the same outfit. I think he played a role.
Everybody.
And I believe that.
Notoriously, every single person was carrying a rifle and wearing maroon shirt. Everyone. All of them.
What he did was he picked up clothes and he dumped them behind the Dairy Queen. I think he had a role.
Who do you think is behind this?
I don't
Do you think
Tyler Robinson was there.
You don't think he was there?
No. I think he's a total patsy. I think they get look.
Again, these are retarded people. Anyway, here's a 13-minute
Let's go ahead and put it
him being there, very obviously. Again, it's the most embarrassing shit in the world. And again, she has been doing it repeatedly and constantly.
Okay, what are we seeing here, Agent Hall?
That's the vehicle that is believed to belong to Mr. Robinson arriving in the parking garage on campus.
In fact, according to my source, Tyler has never even stepped foot on UVU campus.
Really?
All right, where does he go from there?
He heads out of the parking garage on foot.
Bro, this is just embarrassing.
Into the...
Of course, they're patsy. I mean,
you think they're a
and
patsy?
she says it on every single show she goes on.
Shooter, you think they're a patsy?
Of course, they're patsy. I mean, come on, it's just so dumb. He wasn't even on campus that day. They can't show us one clear image, not even one. All of these cameras, Turning Point has everything in 4K. So shouldn't you have caught the shooter on the roof in 4K? Like,
no, because the cameras were pointing at Charlie Kirk, not at the rooftop where the sniper was. Oh my God.
You had cameras everywhere that day. Every inch of that campus
So do you
is
think
covered.
that was someone else that was running across?
Absolutely.
It wasn't Tyler?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Do you see Mr. Robinson now?
I do, yes. He's just arriving at the corner of the building. The almost top center of the image.
I don't
Do you
think
think
Tyler Robinson was there.
You don't think he
Holy shit.
was there?
I think he's a total patsy.
What are we seeing now?
Mr. Robinson lowering and jumping off of the roof of the Losi building onto the grass area. And then moving away towards Campus Drive.
This was so dumb. He wasn't even on campus that day.
Bro, just embarrassing. It's amazing how she could be so confident and being so wrong. It's crazy. It's insane. Now, there was a lot more interesting things that happened, but before I show you the rest of the evidence that was presented, I have to show you this. This is a clip of Candace Owens explaining how they had no evidence that Tyler Robinson was the bad guy. All right, now I'm going to show this to you, and then I'm going to show you some of the evidence that was laid out today. It's almost like if she would have waited for the pre-trial, at least, she would know.
And by the way, still nobody, not even on Tyler Robinson's defense team, you would think I would be like number one they'd reach out to. They'd be like, her inbox.
Why the fuck would anyone reach out to you? Like, are we being serious? This is like Queers for Palestine, except more retarded.
The tips. I've got the names, the people who
You got fucking nothing. You have dreams.
Said this person lied, and here's where it was. No, they're not interested.
Yeah, I wonder why.
They are just not interested. They've got their guy. They have got their guy, and it is Tyler Robinson with not a shred of evidence. Just they're the ones really going off of vibes in a dream, if we're being honest.
Really?
Why wouldn't I testify for the defense? And by the way, still nobody.
She wants to testify for the defense of the people that she says, of the person that probably murdered her alleged bestie. Like, what are we even doing here? Like, these are evil. And again, this is her saying that she had a dream, right? She had a dream. Charlie Kirk came to her in a dream and said that he was set up. This was like the core of her entire argument for a long time. Now, anyway, to show you some pretty interesting evidence that was just released today. So, DNA samples likely matching Tyler Robinson and his lover, Lance Twiggs, were found on a towel wrapped around the rifle linked to the killing of Charlie Kirk, FBI confirms. So, wow, we have evidence now. Oh, we have evidence now. Liberal homosexuality is their downfall, it seems. Like, there is evidence, it seems. Wow, that's crazy. Total L that they didn't let her testify. That would have been hilarious. Now, another pretty diabolical update on this whole thing is the fact that they have footage of Lance Twiggs, of this guy, of Tyler Robinson, turning himself in. Candace is saying they had nothing, they had no evidence, they had absolutely nothing for a long time. Allegedly, this is footage of him turning himself in. Newly released surveillance video shows Tyler Robinson turning himself in after allegedly assassinating Charlie Kirk. Prosecutors played the footage during Robinson's preliminary hearing, showing him arriving at the sheriff's office after the fatal shooting. The video is among the evidence prosecutors have presented as they continue building their case against Robinson. Remember, we literally just got started, and we already know that A, he was there, B, he was there multiple times, C, it was definitely him without a shadow of a doubt, D, there was literal evidence on him and of his lover, his gay, trans, furry lover that was literally there on the gun. They have evidence of the gun. There was no bullet casing. The bullet casing was in the gun because that's how the gun fucking works. All right, he was shot in the neck. He wasn't blown up with electrocution. He wasn't, his microphone didn't detonate. All right, all of her shit was completely and utterly debunked in one day. Before the trial. This isn't even the trial. This is the pre-trial. This isn't even the trial. And it was completely and utterly humiliating. Humiliating, brothers. Absolutely humiliating. And of course, the real winner, obviously, is the commies. It's the leftoids. Here's Hassan Piker yesterday, literally yesterday, celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk, as he's been doing every single day. And I can't play the clip, but it's Hassan Piker dancing to an Indian We Are Charlie Kirk song. And he's been doing this daily. This guy. You hand the victory to this guy. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry it to flame. We'll fight for the gospel. We'll honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk. Hassan Piker has been celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk on a stream almost daily since it happened. And people like Candace Owens are giving him all the power to get away with it. Fuck. These anti-American, anti-God, demonic pieces of shit and filth. And we need to destroy them. The lengths that they go to defend a leftist from doing the thing that the leftists always say that they want to do, and then leftists celebrating it, only because they want to basically fill some sort of weird power vacuum, and they hate America. It's honestly insane. But that's why you have me. That's why you have me, a demonetized blue retard on the internet who doesn't make money making YouTube videos. But I have to continue doing it because, unfortunately, too many people are scared to do this shit. I see so many people who think the same way as me, and I talk to behind the scenes, and they're all like, yeah, we know Candace Owens is retarded, but they're scared to say anything out loud because Candace Owens is a large audience. They have overlap. And I know this because my first video criticizing Candace Owens got a shit ton of hate. So I totally understand where they're coming from, but I wish they had bigger balls. That's all I could say. This is insane. She's retarded and evil, and anyone that refuses to call her out is a gigantic vagina. A huge vagina. A vagina that makes Keir Starmer blush, because that dude he's a pretty big vagina himself. But this is a whole other level of pussy. All right, Candace Owens is evil, and a lot of people are too scared to have an opinion because apparently it's controversial to say that the guy that killed Charlie Kirk, and you have to come up with some crazy Israel's working with Sumerian time travelers because Candace Owens had a dream. Fuck you, you gigantic cowards. And that's why I'm here. I don't do this to make friends. I don't do YouTube videos to make friends. I do it honestly because Charlie Kirk inspired me to do it. That's why I pivoted my content so much. Because I feel like not enough people are willing to talk about these things. So I appreciate all of you immensely. Thank you so much. If you could support me on Patreon or something like that, that would be amazing, because my videos are all demonetized. YouTube demonetized all my channels. If you could support me there, that's awesome. I have some exclusive content that I've been uploading there. I did reviews on TV shows that you requested, as well as Adventure Time reactions that you've requested. And I'm willing to do other things that you request there as well. So if you could support me there, that would be appreciated. Regardless, I'm not trying to obligate you or anything. I'm planning on uploading there a lot. I also stream every day on kick.com/Nuxanor. You know how to find me, boys and girl. And by every day, I mean like most days. I try, if I can, at like 3 p.m. EST, if I can. I try. Love you people. Y'all are amazing. I appreciate everything. You don't have to support me. Of course, don't feel obligated or anything. I'm just glad you're here. You can watch my videos on Rumble. Rumble pays me. That's linked in my description as well. We must continue the fucking crusade. That's 2026, baby. You're the crusade. Anyway, that was a deep dive on all of the things. We covered the war. We covered the grooming gangs. We covered the Islamists. Charlie Kirk assassination trial. The Sneeko versus Alex Jones diabolical debate, if you can call that a debate. Essentially, we cover all the things. So we cover all the things every day, if we can, here on Kick, on YouTube, on Rumble. If you can watch me on Rumble, that'd be sick. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.